everyone, on this fantastic Sunday. I see that you guys are already heating up the chat. This is what I like. Let me put the music a bit down. However, we like when it's up, right? Okay, guys, I am really pleased to have you here. Mr. Pavel kicking it off, exactly. Hello, guys, it's so cool. We have you all here. Now, you guys know what we are doing today. So in a moment, we'll be greeting our guest who is already with us. But before that happens, I wanted to greet our fantastic moderators and our Reds in the chat. And right now we have with us Sapphire. Sapphire, as you know, is my girlfriend. Sapphire is modding with us every week. We have also Kogito, member of our community. Thank you so much, Kogito, for being with us and modding. With Ayano, our UI producer. Thank you, Ayano, for being with us. We have, of course, Chivok. Chivok is our customer support engineer. I always say that right nowadays. And then we have, of course, Miles, our senior level designer, who's with us right now. Now, guys, if you will see anyone on the chat with a diamond icon, it means that that person is a member of a red team. And now, guys, that being said, I want to jump in to welcoming our fantastic guest today. And you all know who that person is. And that is, of course, Philipp Weber, our acting lead quest designer. Hello, Philipp. Good to have you with us.
Hello, very nice to be here. Very excited.
Cool, awesome that you're with us. Actually, guys, we won't be doing, as I mentioned, the meme review or the freak segment or what else, narrative council or other crazy stuff that we are doing normally, because today we'll be focusing more on the game, especially at the first part of the stream. Philipp will be with us around 2 hours, maybe 2.5 hours. We'll see how it goes. We'll focus mostly on Takemura and all the design and all the things connected with it. Camille Cesara in Outsider No More. Yeah, we'll have Outsider No More, I think, at some time. Show us your poster. I guess, Philipp, that's the question to you about your poster. Yeah.
It's very hard to do that.
Exactly. Okay, guys, now I wanted to actually greet Gokatside. This is another member of a Red community and Red team. You can see him on the chat. Gokatside has a diamond icon because this is our senior cinematic designer, and actually he is not with us by accident. Gokatside is his name is Szymon Słowikowski. Szymon is our member of a red team, as I mentioned, and he actually was working with Philipp on the Takemura's storyline. So with Philipp here in the chat, he will be able to tell you all the cool stuff about the quest, and also Szymon is going to share with us some interesting things. We had a conversation with Szymon actually about interesting things that he was before telling me about the whole the quest and so on. Now thank you, Danny, so much for gifting the subs. It's really appreciated. Now, guys, I am actually now jumping to the game. We'll run it now in the background, so I'll try to I will mute the music in a moment. Do you mean Hideshi Hino? Exactly. Exactly, Philipp. I mean Hideshi Hino, right? I think Philipp knows all the background of that joke, right?
Well, hopefully we'll see him later.
Yeah, if we'll get that far. Exactly. If we'll get that far, I hope we'll see him. And that will and it will be much easier for us. The game is already starting, so let me, guys, actually make the music more quiet so that it won't be. And I'm already there. Just in a moment, I will load it up. So, guys, I have been actually. I actually want to mention to you something.
Hey everyone, welcome to Info.
So I actually made a pass over the game and just make sure that we will have we will have actually a bit better gear when we'll be playing. So in a moment, you'll actually see it. It's right now a bit laggy on my side, but I hope that everything will go fine in a second. So yes, I'm already in the game. Red, let me sort things out. So hopefully, I don't know, how is it for you guys? Isn't it? Oh God, I just literally got driven over.
Well, that's what happens when you run around on the street, Pavel. You have to be careful.
I clearly do. Okay, guys. Decent frame rate. Okay, I mean the frame rate on my side is like capped at 60 actually, because it's better to stream like this. But it's always because it's always like this when you have the Twitch Studio and the Parsec and Discord call running. So sometimes it just basically does it. Anyhow. So, guys, the way Philipp has best frames. Philipp is frozen? No, Philipp is not frozen. Can you move, Philipp? Are you frozen? I don't think Philipp is frozen. I don't think Philipp is frozen. Actually, however, I actually see Philipp that you are a bit lower frame rate. Yeah.
Oh, am I?
Yeah, you are actually, unfortunately.
Maybe I'm not centered in some window or something.
No, unfortunately you are. And you are frozen for me right now. Let me really quickly try to resolve this. Okay. Can you? Okay. Yes, Philipp. Are you moving right now?
Yes, I'm moving.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I think it's an internet on your side.
Oh no. Seems fine for me.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as you can hear me, I guess we can continue a bit.
Yeah, we can continue, but it actually is a pity that you're a bit frozen, because like last time when we did that, it was all fine.
I hope I'm not making a really dumb face.
Your face is 1 frame per hour. Yeah, exactly. Like must be a webcam from Night City. Oh God. Yeah, exactly. Like I think you are a bit frozen. Unfortunately, I hope it will get better.
Yeah.
You just realized the wallpaper behind Philipp. Yeah, exactly. It's just
actually, since Shimon is with us here today, Shimon is actually the one who made that shot. Yeah. He did a bunch of really cool Takemura faces, also a few, I think, if I remember correctly, flirty ones. And we basically chose the one that looked the most like, you know, a dad making a selfie. Yeah. You know, there's this very sweet, surprised, but also very confused face, and I think Shimon hit that very well.
Ellen Fried wrote, "Internet, every German struggles with internet no matter where we are." I don't know, Philipp, if you agree with this.
Yeah. I mean, I'm in Poland right now, so technically my internet should be good.
Your internet
is internet is really something special.
Yeah, your internet is technically Polish right now. It's actually really strange, though, that you are laggy, because, like, for me, you are perfect, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So Shimon wrote, "Yeah, we were trying to look the most boomer look for Takemura possible sometimes." Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You picked the perfect shot. Could this be Twitch? I actually cannot tell. I actually cannot tell if this is Twitch. Could be. At this point, okay. Let's guys see how it goes, and then we will try to adapt, you know, to the conditions we have. Philipp, I should actually probably go through here, right? Like, so finally we are going to meet the Takemura. By the way, do you want to play? Like, do you want to try playing?
I can try.
Yeah, you can try playing. So, guys, as you can see, yeah, like actually the game is actually running really well. At least it looks like it is.
So technically, I'm very good at this game, but of course I have a bit of input lag. So every death and everything else is due to input lag. It's not due to my abilities.
Yeah. Exactly. It's actually.
I do have to admit. Oh, I think I took the wrong.
Yeah, you took the wrong turn.
I do have to admit, though, I actually barely ever drive the motorbikes. I always take my quadra, so I'm actually not very good with the motorbikes.
Yeah, really. I usually like. I find the bikes the easier and the best to use, and then you know, my is probably like the one that is probably the easiest as well. to drive.
There's a Nomad hatchback that drives really, really good. I really like that one.
Yeah. Did you try the Bandit though? The DLC vehicle.
I'm not sure.
You know the orange one?
Oh yeah, I think I tried the orange one. Yeah. I don't know the real names of stuff.
Yeah.
I only know our internal, code names.
The DLC car.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess.
So Shimon will get really nervous right now because this is always a very tricky scene. Because of course, if you park your car anywhere, we have to make really sure that car doesn't interfere with the scene. Because if I can to go a little tiny spoiler, someone will drive around that corner, and during development, and maybe even sometimes, when the stars align, even now, he likes to crash into stuff. He's not a very good driver.
Okay. Let me before you actually wait, because now guys I took over. I just actually want to check the quality of the stream, because from what I'm seeing, Philip is actually updating. He's just kind of slow. The Endersick asked, what do you think about the future of Cyberpunk? Is it possible to recover from No Man's Sky without details? Is it possible to recover No Man's Sky? I mean, we have done at this point, I think 11 patches, right, Philip? I think that was 11 patches at this point. So so we are actually doing our best, really, to give you guys basically as best recovery as we really can. And as you guys know, we are working for stuff for you because we have been open about it. We didn't talk about what is expected and when, but we definitely talked to you about that we're working on it. So this will definitely happen. Now, I think to decide, if this recovery is how to say it, No Man's Sky worthy, this is something that I will probably want to leave your guys, up to your judgment. I think that's, that's basically, I think this is, your call, right? Unless, would you like to add, Philippe, something to it?
I completely agree with you. Basically, we want to keep working on it. We want to make things better, and how it'll work out in the end is, of course, not for us to decide, but we just want to do our best, basically.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. Absolutely. I think that this, what is lagging for me, for us right now, is really the Discord,
because actually, if I had a bad internet, I couldn't see the stream right? Because I can control the game and see everything fine.
Yeah. Do you wanna change actually, Philip, and switch to different way, like the one we did it last time, or do you wanna go?
What do you mean different way?
Just switch to Messenger or something, because I think the issue is Discord, really.
Sure. So we can do something else.
Yeah, guys, just give us a second, okay? I will actually right now just switch to this. Give me literally a moment. I will now do some magic with Philip, so that we can basically try to provide a better experience for you guys. Just a second. We will do some magic in the background, I guess. Hopefully. It's always an adventure, I don't know why actually Discord's always lagging. It's always fun, I want to say. Guys, we are experiencing a really interesting issues right now. Let me. Okay, guys, I think that I am smooth for you, right? I am. Okay, cool. Let me now call Philip. Maybe this is going to work. Wow, okay. I actually cannot. Just give me a second, guys. What's interesting is like, okay, you know, we have a caller, and I literally, okay, like, what is going on, guys? What is going on? There was a person calling. You probably know who that person was. Yeah. I am unable to connect with Philip, unfortunately, via, yeah. Sorry guys, I literally, like, it's really weird, you know, what's going on right now. Yeah, netrunners are doing this, absolutely. It's like fucking voodoo boys are trying to screw us over. This is some wild shit, to be completely honest. Okay, guys, I already have a call with Philip, and he probably can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Philip, perfectly, and you guys probably can hear us, which is good. And that is him. He's alive. Can you see him? Philip, you're laggy as hell, to be honest.
Oh my god.
I mean, maybe not always. Like, you're not laggy as hell, but so he moved upstairs. Yeah, exactly. Okay, sorry guys for the trouble. Philip, I think, like, basically for the simplicity, let's try to do it like this, that I will basically play and let's stay on the call, okay? Because I think that basically what happened was the parsec was lagging on top of Discord. Okay, cool. So because I see it fine, and I'm just checking if I have anything that I can actually do to make it better on my side. Yeah, if you could, like, quit Discord, sorry, not Discord, don't quit Discord. If you could quit Parsec. Stealth Spell, good to see you on the chat. It's awesome that you're with us. Philip has Kerenzikov. Yeah, absolutely, exactly. This is like he's doing the dodges. Exactly. We see Philip. You see Philip fine. That's perfect. Thank you. That's good. Okay, so I will now switch through the game.
I don't see anything though, right? If I'm not connected to Parsec.
Oh, right now you don't? Oh, that's but then you just need to basically check it on the Twitch. The Twitch, I guess. That's the best way. That's the best way. Sorry guys for a bit.
Wouldn't it be better to just have me via audio, and I can see everything?
That but did connect to via Parsec too?
Yeah, because, you know, I know I'm very pretty, and everyone would like to see me.
Yeah, absolutely. We absolutely wanna see you.
I'll have a big delay, I guess, if I watch through Twitch.
Okay, Philip. So what you're saying is for me to switch the view to the one where you are not visible, and then basically have you on the call, but just on audio call.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, let's try it. So I'm switching just to a normal one, and then basically
can use a pretty picture of mine.
Yeah, and you can maybe turn off your camera to just make sure we have as smooth call as possible. Okay, perfect. Okay, guys, we are there. Philip, are you with me?
Not yet. I have to connect to Parsec.
Oh, sorry. I was more of a I was more asking if you're audible. Sorry. Yeah, no worries. Guys, we're working on it. We're working on it. Almost there.
I think you have to send me a link again.
I'm working on it.
I'm
working on it. I'm working on it. No worries. And that's it. Okay. Guys, we'll have Philip in a second. You know, that's it. When you try to, like, make it too complex. When we did a test, it of course worked perfectly. It's just, you know, same as always. So, you know. Okay, Philip, you are already connected.
Yeah, I can see everything.
You can see everything? Okay, I don't know who droned the gun. It was you or me? Yeah, but anyway, dear chat, we are there and we are alive. Okay? Now you can see basically, Philip, can you walk around? You can see basically that's Philip who's playing. Hello. So we have him. Oh God. Arasaka Port. Hello. Good to have you. We are El Clasico experiencing some issues between Discord and Parsec, but right now because we have switched Philip to the audio call only, you can see here basically. So it's awesome. Okay, Philip, let's move on then. And I can also actually Philip Saska with a combination. Guys, actually, spoiler alert, Philip is absolutely so much better than me when it comes to playing. Philip, what did you do?
I hurt myself, I think.
Yeah, I see that. Who is V and who's Johnny now with us, Philip? I guess you're more of a Johnny than me. I guess. Yeah. Good to see you, Stealthspill, on the chat. By the way, guys, Stealthspill is Despina. Despina is our quest designer, as we were talking about before. Great that you're with us. Yeah, hello, Despina. We have Philip, unfortunately, only on the call because we are experiencing some network issues. But aside of that, all works. So let's move on then.
All right. So let's just wait here because Takemura asked us. Wait.
Yeah, you're supposed to lean on the barrier, my friend.
Yeah, I want to see where the...
Yes?
Sorry, I'm too stupid. I have to explain. I usually play this with a gamepad, and then I know how to open the phone. How do I open the phone on a keyboard?
just yeah. No worries. Here on the left, you can see it's T and V, like T, right? It's the phone.
Ah.
Right? You just press...
Of course, I want to see the beautiful message Takemura must have sent us.
Did he? Okay.
Oops.
You want to talk to him, Philip, about
Talk
something?
to you later.
Well, sorry, Takemura. Let's just wait for him.
Okay.
Let's not annoy him anymore.
Cam is lagging. Whose cam? Because my cam seems to be totally fine now, and like yeah, with Philip. Philip has phone skills of Takemura. Philip, that's a comment.
Pretty, secluded here.
It is appropriate for such a secret meeting.
Okay.
Let's be a bit, nice.
What the hell happened? Look close to awful.
I really like the staging of that scene, by the way. Like, if you look down, you will see that actually V is sitting on that like concrete barrier right now. Yeah, exactly.
It is not all bad. I am mostly unnoticed in the street.
And this is Shimon's scene, right, Philip?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Shimon did the scene.
So, guys, as we mentioned, like the author of that scene, Szymon Słowikowski, is in the chat as Gokazite. I think that's the nickname of Szymon.
Friend you mentioned here?
Whose idea was it to implement Takemura in the game? I think he came originally from the idea from Adam Badowski, actually, our game director and head of the studio. But then, of course, it was just very general. Like the whole design came from the team. Like, and of course, Philip had a big part in it.
Actually, it was my idea, Pavel.
It was your idea? I was sure it was Adam's.
Well, my idea was I made a character just called Cyber Samurai.
Okay.
And then, with time, with, different people, he became Takemura. Because we always say, like, he has three main daddies. Mm-hmm. And that's, writer David Koteya, cinematic designer Szymon, and then myself as well.
I see.
So I think, we all, did, let's say, a third and, made him come to life. And, of course, there's so many more people, like, the people that made this beautiful model and made the beautiful concepts.
Yeah, I think it was Marcin Klitsky, right? That model Takemura, mm-hmm. Right? Yeah, exactly.
Oh, and they even added these nice details that right before release, he never had those great temples. And I remember right for the release, they actually added those. And I was like, that was a good call.
Yeah. Absolutely. Kit Kat Tay wrote that I'm trying to, take away from your achievements, Philip. I'm not. Kit Kat Kate, don't troll us, okay?
Yeah, I have to be very proud of doing, Cyber Samurai. That was a very creative move on my side.
Yeah. Szymon wrote, yes, Marcin Klitsky made Takemura the fox he is today.
Yes, exactly.
The great temples
Sure
were
you
a
can
fantastic call. Yeah,
Yes,
here you go.
Convincing. Very.
I have nothing to lose. Is that better?
Worse? Because I got plenty to lose.
Philip, so there is a question whose idea was to connect him to Hideshi Hino. So I think we'll talk about it.
By God,
Yeah.
a good sign.
Well, that's actually one of these cases where I can use it as an example later, where everyone just added a little piece.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
it's, not like one person's idea or something.
Vesna actually asked, did Marcin Klitsky did Hanako as well? I think that's the case, actually.
Might be possible,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think it's possible that it was actually Klitsky, yeah. It's Krombas wrote Takemura as a husband, yeah, absolutely.
And I'm of course not gonna, say who it is, but Oda's face is actually a person that works at CD Projekt.
Yes, exactly. Oda is one of our scanned game developers.
Yeah,
So-
I always show him all the fan art, especially the, special fan art between Oda and
She's my
Takemura.
witness. V.
Can speak for myself.
Wait, who's Oda? Well, I mean, we are just talking to him.
I have been told you know things.
Oda is real confirmed. Yeah, absolutely. It's actually really interesting, right, Philip, that like sometimes those faces land in people that are like such a, how to say it, that are so different than the original owner of the face, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's wild.
Matter with you?
Not gonna like what I'm about to say. I need a guarantee I'm safe here.
You are. You have it.
V, you can trust Oda.
Oh,
right,
let's see
then.
if we can.
Konpeki Plaza. I was there the night it happened.
Yeah.
Looked like your typical family quarrel. And
I really like that shot, by the way, Shimon. This is a really good staging, like,
started choking.
Silence. Not one.
when it comes to the depth of the frame.
Will bring death to your door.
But it is the truth. Hanako-sama must hear it.
My one concern is to keep her safe in this city forgotten by the gods.
Is she in danger?
Now? No. Yet during the parade to honor Arasaka-sama, most certainly.
I bring you this witness to his murder. And you dare to worry about the silly parade?
Smegurotska wrote, love your game and your streams. I mean, thank you so much. The game is not mine, the game is ours.
You
But
can't ignore the truth.
See, that's like one of these nice little
You
things
will
that I
regret
think David and
those
Shimon did
words.
together, where you can
The
just
only thing I regret
talk,
is that
and then
I
they
came
both
here
look at
to
you
meet you.
disapprovingly a few times.
yeah, exactly.
Head.
I will just let me just I will take
By
it.
not cutting it
Oh,
off,
sorry.
taking it straight to Yorinobu-sama. What would you do now? Were you
I
in
wanted
my
to read
place?
comment from
I do no
Shimon,
favors. I would deliver you
who
aid
wrote
to
that it took a
Yorinobu-sama.
lot of, I think, time.
Consider
Sorry,
yourself
Shimon, I literally lost your comment because
I
chat goes too fast at this point.
You cannot ignore this.
Sometimes a bit difficult to make sure. I literally lost your comment, Shimon.
1 hour soccer whack job is already plenty.
Yeah, I love the colors. You know, the fact that the car is black and it has this red like, line of the light at the back, because it really feels like Arasaka.
There's no time to waste, V.
It really like feels like. Sorry, Philip. I'm just looking at the chat right now, and that's why we are just switching the. Fun fact: Oda's VA voiceover is also the one that voiced Scorpion. That's the case, Philip.
I actually don't know, to be honest.
That's interesting. There's a question from Mota King Kong. Pavel, please let us know about the expansions. I really want to talk about our future plans here. So I'm sorry. We will be talking about the design of the game and of the Takemura itself and of the scenes, and so on. Guys, I just wanted to actually point out something to you, because like just when we talk about game dev here, right? Like I actually can draw on the screen, so I'll actually draw for you right now. So I just wanted to show you something. So look how actually how Shimon has staged it. Like very often in the team, when we are talking like about the depth of the frame, like when you're sitting like somewhere here, like you can see actually that the frame is like really deep going there, right? And when the car was parked, it was actually consciously parked here, right? And then when Oda appeared, he appeared like somewhere here, right? Like you can see how balanced in a way that frame was. And it's also like a really good lesson when it comes to like staging of the scenes, because like you always want to make sure that there's also something behind actually the characters when you're talking to, because it makes it richer, more interesting, and also makes it more interesting. And also there's something that Philipp did here, like I don't know if you guys realized about this small tiny element there.
Yeah, I had to fix a bug in this scene after, release. And then I thought, well, if I'm already here, maybe I'll, add some mystery to this. Actually, also just really quickly, I saw a question in the chat, and that's a nice one, who asked, because Takemura always sends V these coded messages, right? Where it says like, the fifth bamboo of the hamlet will meet you there. And someone asked if it actually relates to Goro Takemura's name, because it actually means fifth and like a hamlet and bamboo. And yes, that's actually true. We actually tried to make all of Takemura's codes actually do make sense.
Yep.
In a way.
Yeah. Absolutely. There's a question to me if I'm Jacek Gmoch. Yeah, absolutely. That's basically my motivation. This is who I want to be. Anyway, there is a comment to all the Reds. Congrats for the game. Thank you so much in behalf of the team. Of course, it's not only my work or Philipp's work or Shimon's. It's a work of multiple people. But thank you so much. It's really appreciated. Kirkov Kalashnikov Philip wrote, I always notice the cat in the scenes that invoke Takemura. What is it about? Do you want to talk about it?
I don't want to destroy all the mystery, but of course, we want to do
of course.
little bit, we want to make some references to the Bakeneko. There are some references that, as an example, Takemura as a character archetype is a little bit like a dog, and there's, this cat on the other side. And Takemura, of course, talks about how his grandmother always told him these old stories. So we tried to, make some, let's say, symbology around this, but, I don't want to reveal all those details. Yeah. Oh, yeah, and you just see this nice ship that actually goes by in the distance. It's just disappearing in the fog. For people that actually pay attention and look at the ship, it actually has one of the pieces of one of the parade barges on it. So it's a little hint that this parade is about to start in Night City.
Yeah, exactly, because the pieces are being transported, right? It's like, I love like elements like this, right? Because it just makes it all very cohesive, right? Like all together, all the elements.
Yeah, so we didn't want to make it so, let's say, this parade, it just seems like we drag it out of our ass and it just happens now. But it actually is, let's say, a topic in the city. So I think there's also television shows or news shows that talk about the coming parade and all of these things. It all seems very, let's say, like it's actually a place that exists and that reacts to things.
Oh, that's so cool. I haven't noticed that. Cozy Malone wrote, like, yep, that's why, like, usually the devs kind of know a bit more about the game. Kirkov Kalashnikov got it. Thank you for explanation. It's very interesting. Thank you so much for the answer. No worries. Also, Philip, there was another question, actually. So there is apparently Takemura's... there's apparently a tarot card just nearby, and the theory on the chat is that it's Takemura. Do you want to take a look there in a moment?
Sure.
on the card, and we can maybe talk about it? Yeah. Let's go.
Got any more?
Alas, only him.
Let's quickly finish talking, maybe. Or no, I think we can quickly go. Because I think it is somewhere here, if I remember correctly.
I think it's also marked in the minimap, right?
Yeah. There it is.
Yeah. Odd graffiti. The Hierophant. Do you want to read the Hierophant's description? Yeah, I think it's lower. Oh, yeah, it's this one. Yeah.
So the Hierophant symbolizes a respect for tradition. It represents one who tries to maintain the established order, even though their very character is shaped by it. The Hierophant places his faith in institutions, for the alternative is pure chaos. Only by placing his faith in order can he draw strength. So, yes, I don't think it's even, that subtle, but that is definitely also speaking about Takemura. Yeah.
Exactly. Like, it's definitely...
if we reach this roof scene, his philosophy becomes very clear, and it kind of resembles what's written here.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you guys, of course, had a good theory. Like, we didn't do that tarot cards, like randomly in the game, right? Like, that always makes some sense, the way it's structured. Hello, Askelt. Good to see you on the chat. Yeah, there is a comment. Takemura confirmed. Yeah, absolutely. Takemura's in the game. That's kind of confirmed, I have to say. So yeah, we can say so. Dearest NeoDnet wrote, hey Philip, let me actually read the question, Philip, to you. Hey Philip, do you remember a little Easter egg you did put in the parade section for me? Little bird and mannequin Neko on a balcony? I never got to say thank you for it. I found it, thank you.
Oh, that's really nice to hear. Yes, I remember. It was very important for me to also not forget about adding those.
Yeah. Exactly.
So I think maybe if we actually will make it to the parade, I can show it.
Revolver Ocelota asked, could you please tell us how the first day of work on a game looks like? It is even possible to tell when work starts, or is it rather smooth? On this day, you have a large event in your office with a storm of ideas, or does it look different? Oh god, it looks all kinds of ways, I think. Like, me and Philip, I think we have seen multiple different projects start in this company already, and it kind of like each one looks slightly different, right? In a way.
Well, it's also always difficult how you even define the day a project begins, because you know there's many different beginnings. Like, is it the day that someone has the first idea, or is it the day that, let's say, the directors find out about it and they discuss about it, or when, let's say, the whole team learns about it? Because there's so many, let's say, first days, and it's always, you know, it's a very, you know, evolving process, I would say. So it's very difficult to actually track down what that would be.
Yeah, exactly. It's a good point. Like, I remember, do you remember, or have you been there, Philip? I'm not sure. Like, do you remember, like, our kickoff meeting of The Witcher 3 in, like, 2012, was it?
I wasn't there yet.
Oh, you wasn't there yet.
I joined a year later.
Yeah, it was really awesome because, like, we met, like, in this, like, old factory space. I think it was Fabrica Ticina or somewhere. I don't remember now, but it was, like, 2012, I think, where we met. And the team was like, what, like 80 people or 90 at that time, I think. And then, so literally, like, you could put everyone for The Witcher 3 in, like, one small room. And we had this, like, kind of like a kickoff meeting discussion, you know, first, like, words from the game director and so on. But it was like the work was already ongoing, right? So it kind of starts in a smooth way, you know, with like leads, directors communicating it to the departments. But then, you know, there is a moment when like we try to put everyone on board, especially with games later, like Cyberpunk, for instance, when we had to rent the whole cinema to fit in, and it was still difficult, right? So that's, yeah.
Actually, before I continue, I want to give, let's say, one more nice props to Shimon, because this is one of these examples, right? Once the scene ends, we usually assume that V is still somewhere here, and Takemura, you know, walks away, going to where Oda left, and he's kind of in thought, so he's with his back to us. But when we now talk to him, he of course then does animations that make sense for being with his back to us and turns around eventually. But of course, if we go around and talk to him like that, he'll also react to that. And I think that is always something that some people might not notice, that the game doesn't do that automatically. That someone like Shimon actually has to think of this kind of staging. Like, you know, what if the player is here? What if he's here? And that all of these people actually act accordingly. Which of course would be much easier in a normal cutscene where, you know, you can't control where you are. But here it's actually a lot of work for cinematic designers.
Yeah, absolutely. Very good point. There's an interesting question, like, it's a really long discussion from Damien Vios, but I wanted to answer this. When and why did the team actually decide to take the female V and Panam romance out of the game? Well, I mean, first of all, it was never in the game, right? It was by design, there was never a romance. But then what follows is important, what Damien wrote. I currently play a modded version of PC and all the voice lines are actually in the game. So, guys, we've been talking about it actually in the past. So, the production reality is that for simplicity, we record everything. Because you as a player, you can be a male or a female with a male or female voice. What we do, we actually record, in most cases, all the variants. That's why sometimes you find in the game lines that are not used. But female V and Panam were never supposed to have a romance. Like, I actually think, because Philip, who's with us, Philip, you were like actually one of the key people at the beginning, helping out with Nomad's storyline, right? And I remember.
Yeah, so I started the design process and like did the first versions of the quests that we basically called Pan Am Romance.
Yeah.
But then, let's say, the team in Krakow actually took that over and, of course, did then the final versions of these quests, while I moved on to our buddy Takemura here.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it's important to emphasize here, because like when you guys are doing like data mining, whatever, you're sometimes finding things, and I see it like very often misinterpreted, saying like, hey, this was cut from the game. Like our design, and I was speaking about it many times, was that Judy will be always a homosexual romance, and Panam will be always a heterosexual romance, and there was no way, never, a version that those things were in any form in the game. The fact that the voice lines are there, it's because we always record all the variants. And I just wanted to make sure that you guys understand it. Because like, when you have a game as massive as Cyberpunk, and you have, on top of that, I think, Philip, we have 10 languages, right, that we have recorded? I think 10 languages, right, have the VO versions.
Yeah, or like, even 11?
Or 11, could be. And imagine, guys, that you take all the lines times 11, and in all those countries, you know, where you have to like schedule hundreds of actors per each language, it becomes incredibly complex. That's why, and it's a normal thing in the industry. It's not a thing that we kinda do. It's pretty much a normal thing in the industry. You very often record way more than you will actually need, just to be sure that you didn't miss anything. That's why you sometimes may find stuff that looks like a leftovers, but it's not really. It's just, it was recorded basically from the start, not to be used really, like, because it's much easier to manage as a process. And I get it that it's maybe a bit difficult for you to like understand and imagine it, but just like imagine the numbers, like the whole game times 11 times 300 actors in each language. Imagine how complicated it is, and then, you know, stretched in like few years time, right? It is really complex process. Anyway, I wanted to make sure I actually answered this question properly. There's lots of ton of other questions, but we should slowly move on, because we wanted with Philip to play the quest.
We didn't try.
We tried, yes, and obtained something useful.
How do you figure that?
What Oda said. They returned to Tokyo after the parade. Do you not see the parade? It is our chance, perhaps. If somehow we can get to Hanako-sama, we must do a proper reconnaissance first. We'll need a precise map of Japantown.
Hold on.
It is your turn to call on friends. Do you know a fixer who could help?
It was actually a really cool detail just a moment ago, right? The fact that V actually talks while Takemura talks, right? When she tries to interrupt, she's like, hold on.
That's something that we couldn't even technically do in The Witcher Wild Hunt. That just didn't work. We couldn't have overlapping voice lines.
Yeah, exactly. It's a cool thing. It's like actually a part of a, how to say it, like a work of our cinematic designers and quest designers too, but mostly cinematic designers who are actually moving that that lines, you know, to be sort of as natural as they can, you know, sometimes played in the same time. So again, this is a work of in this case, I guess, Shimon. Yeah, exactly. The overlapping voices make it so much more real. Exactly, Pinky Julian. That's a very good point. Like, I think like one of the things that we have discovered working on Cyberpunk, and this is something that I sometimes say, but it might be a bit confusing, is like what makes the game look lifelike is the fact that it's asynchronous.
There's no time
And
to waste, V.
it's not like the character says something and then sits down, but the character says something while sitting down. The character gets up and talks while getting up and walking away. You know what I mean? So when stuff is asynchronous, it actually makes it feel more natural, more real. And when you make it in a way that character says something, gets up, moves on, then every time it feels very robotic and feels very gamey and artificial. Anyhow, maybe let's move on.
Just the fixer dame. Wakako Okada. Runs a pachinko parlor on Jig Street.
We must pay this woman a visit.
Let's do that.
Dareflex Champ wrote, I played over 600 hours. This game is fantastic. I find new details every time I play.
Why not?
thank you so much. I'm glad to hear it. I really hope you had a good time with the game.
So actually, since we're now driving with Takemura, I can maybe talk a little bit about something that I think is also, invisible to many people, but and I think Shimon will appreciate what I'm saying now. Basically, right now we're going to Wakako, right? And we can join Takemura, or of course I can go by myself. But I can also say I will join Takemura and then still go by myself. And of course, I can say, no, Takemura, I don't want to go with you. So he drives by himself, and then I can just follow him. And then there's so many different versions of how this works. Yeah. And then, when Takemura arrives without us, he starts talking to an old man. And that's, where the Hideshi Hino happens. Yeah. But when we arrive together, he, of course, skips that. And then Wakako, of course, it could also be the very first time we meet her after the prologue. Mm-hmm. So there needs to be a separate version. And then she's also in other quests. So this whole section has so many different permutations and things how people actually drive and move through the city that I think it actually took Shimon and myself more work than the whole parade section.
Yeah, it's actually, it's insane. It's insane when you think about it.
Yeah, and then of course that's also, let's say a learning experience for Shimon and myself, right? Where to kind of spend resources because we were learning.
Philip is playing.
Sorry?
Sorry. Mita Amphetamine asked who's playing. I just said you're playing, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes. And yeah, it's also a learning process that, for sure, now we would find a way more optimized way to do it so we don't, spend our resources where it doesn't really matter. Because, this, in the grand scheme of things, isn't as important. But, since we were learning while doing it, this became very, very complicated for us to actually do.
Yeah, it was fucking hell. There are so many questions, guys. Fantastic questions, actually, but Jesus, I cannot keep up. There is a question to whom I talking to. So Philipp Weber. Philipp is our acting lead quest designer, and Philipp is playing with me. We had to switch to the audio call from the video call because of the Discord lagging too much. But yeah, that's why we basically using parsec. So sometimes I'm playing, sometimes Philip is playing. Definitely I will be playing in combat, right? Because that's I'm just shitting you. I actually wanted now to read the comment, Philip, from Shimon, who actually put a long comment, and I don't want to skip it. In this scene, Takemura and Oda are kind of dismissive to V. Then both know each other, worked with each other for a long time. They do not fully respect V at this point. Takemura has his plan here. He believes it's the best plan. Might not be the case, of course, but I wanted the player to feel that they are pro, and we need to learn a lot before they respect us. Anyhow, let's go back to playing.
Yeah, but this shows how, all of these different parts are actually super important. Because, Shimon is basically doing a lot of the acting here. There's, of course, also the amazing work of our voiceover artists. Mm-hmm. But, let's say the way characters move, the way they emote, a lot of this is basically on the cinematic designer. And all of these things mean so much because, sometimes actions speak louder than words.
Look at that perfect profile Mr. Brightman wrote. Yeah, absolutely. The Brightman the Brightman's profile.
Pavel, did you save the monks by any chance? Oh, there they are.
I absolutely. Well, I mean, did I save them? Yes, I actually went and killed all of them.
Oh no! So did you talk to them already here?
No, I didn't. Actually, you can go because this is also Philip's quest. By the way, there is a comment. The music in the car is perfect. Yeah, because I think Philip, you intentionally set the jazz station, right?
Yes. To really show that Takemura has a little bit more of a refined taste.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go to the monks. There's a question from Revolver or Salota. What is your favorite single place in CD Projekt office? Dex, gym, or place to rest? Philip, do you want to answer this? Your absolutely best favorite place in the office?
The vending machines. Because in the quest team we have this tradition called Coke time. It's also changed to Beppis time.
Yeah, when everybody takes the
when we kind
Coke.
of make a break and go to the vending machines, but mostly we just talk.
Yeah. Well,
let's say a secret epilogue to another one of my, let's say, smaller quests.
Yeah.
And yet, you did not help.
Good intentions do not justify murder.
Oops.
Please, leave us in peace.
So yeah,
Fine.
as Philip
My
said,
guest.
it's as Philip said, it's basically like a follow-up, right, to the quest we did this. Was Brendan's Philip quest? No, actually, Brendan was done by Rafał Jankowski. Rafał
Yes.
designed it, and then Oleksiy Chapai finished it and implemented. So that's, yeah. By the way, guys,
Yeah.
I wanted to demand we do not have in the company like vending machines with Coke. Those are vending machines with Coca-Cola, right? Okay, so just to make sure you guys understand, right? Okay.
So yeah, since Pavel murdered all of these guys, we didn't have this nice, really long talk about, Buddhism and religion in Cyberpunk. Because that's, let's say, the real, reward for this quest to have that talk. Because, sometimes that can be cooler than just an item.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. Like, that's the thing. Like, I remember everybody says, like, no Coke vending machines. Yeah, absolutely, guys. So that's the thing, like, sometimes actually really cool scene is a better reward, I love that.
Yeah.
Like, that's one of my most favorite locations. Not only because my prostitutes are here, but, just... my Joy Toys, hey, hello. And not only because of this, but just like the detail and the atmosphere, the neons, and just RTX. RTX is kicking ass here.
Yeah. There's also a little secret here that once you do your business with Takemura here and you do a certain thing that I'm not gonna spoil, there's also a section where Takemura actually goes shopping around here and just, checks out all the different things in these shops. Because, he needs to spend some time.
There was a question about my t-shirt. I'm wearing the Militech flathead t-shirt today. That's the one that we have added recently to our shop. As I told you guys, I'm buying all the merc.
You're looking for some company?
Oh, you really want to go for a Joy Toy, Philip?
No, I just waited until, we can see those two guys talking to each other.
I may not be good with names, but I do have quite a talent for faces.
Coolest scene in the game.
Where have I seen yours before? On the TV?
Very unlikely.
Oh, but of course! Hideshi Hino! The man, the legend, in the flesh.
Oh, you were just in time.
Do you know who this is? Hideshi Hino, the late night comedy host. He was brilliant before he fell off the wagon. Can you still do your famous better bugger up?
No.
Come on, you don't forget a thing like that.
Every time it cracks me up when I see it.
We should go in. Now.
It's just like, what is going on?
Let's not let this poor guy hanging.
Yeah.
Hideshi, don't leave this poor guy hanging.
This is not the best time. Truly.
Come on, I haven't heard it in years.
I remember when I saw it in the review once.
Better buckle up!
Wow.
I remember, Philip, like, we were on the review of, like, directors. When we saw it, like, first time, I remember I was laughing, like, so hard.
I do not recognize myself.
Yeah, and the scene is also kind of hidden because it won't appear if you walk together with Takemura, because of course then he has no reason to wait here.
Yeah, it's just one of those examples, guys, when we were talking on the stream multiple times, actually, before, when you, like when I remember like talking about the design of the game and like speaking about it in general and thinking, like I think this Cyberpunk is done in a way that if you give this game time, this game will give you back. Basically, this is how it works. So if you take your time to actually explore and see things and check it, you actually see and find lots more things that we have left. And like, I think what it was like, last few days ago, I saw X Letalis making this insane video about like hidden detail in The Witcher. And that's, by the way, 6 years since the game was released, right? And I constantly see people posting on like Reddit about stuff that they found, about like different quests and so on. And yeah, and that's the way like we do our games, is like you kind of play the way you want. If you like want to rush it and want to get to the point kind of fast, and that's the way you play, you can. But if you want to like enjoy it and like get submerged in that atmosphere and literally lose yourself, in that space, you can, right? This jacket's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but also here is again one of these things that Shimon added that I just almost love the most out of this whole interaction. It's when Takemura says his better buckle up, and this old man just looks so defeated and so sad, and that was all on Shimon, and it's really nice.
Yeah. It's
Let's go.
Yeah, let me. I just want to.
To have fallen so far.
Yeah, I don't think that I was just looking at the chat if Shimon was writing anything, because after all it's Shimon's scene, so I just wanted to make sure that we do not skip any comments. Shimon wrote, I tried to time the pauses to the last millisecond to make sure the joke sticks. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Okay, Philip, so maybe what? Do you want to play? Maybe keep on playing. I'll keep on looking at the chat. I kind of like this cooperation.
Sure. You know, there's these little details you also have to do. Like when you go in, so you can't leave, of course, Wakako's men will stand in our way.
This like huge guy.
Your team, but the claws? No, never. My boys know their place.
An absolute unit. Is that a comment about Wakako? Who is Pavel playing with? Pavel is playing with Philipp Weber. Philipp is our acting lead, quest designer. We are talking about the Takemura and his storyline.
So
Philipp
nice
had a
to
key
see you.
part in designing this.
And your charming friend is?
Funny enough to say he's Hideshi Hino.
Oh, holy shit! Can you go back? Do I have any points to spend?
You can check.
I'm waiting.
No,
You
just
wanted to
work?
say something?
I just wanted. Oh, I cannot. Like, I just didn't want to. Like, let me just really quickly. Really quick. I do.
Nice. So
I
maybe
do.
you can get a bit of cool.
I do. So, here you go, Philip, for you.
Let's hope it was enough.
Yeah, but it was 5 out of 6. I think we were fine. Let me actually spend, because we are using mostly handguns now and rifles. Yeah, I think yeah, this one. Okay, let's update this. Okay, cool. I don't know. Can we save in a minute? Yes.
Yes.
Here you go. Here you go, Philip. Stage is yours.
Hideshi Hino, the comedian.
Yameroって言ってんだ。Takemura Goro です。岡田さん、お会いできて光栄です。
That's the game. That's the way how you guys nailed the joke, basically.
Shame only that he's being.
Well, there's one more layer, which is that you can find posters of Hideshi Hino in the city.
Yeah.
And now you can actually talk to the poster.
Give me one reason why I shouldn't notify the proper authorities right away.
Fucking hell, this graphics. Yeah, graphics kind of cool, right?
It's just a table.
What we got.
So tell me, and mark well I still have my phone at hand.
Need intel on the parade that's scheduled to come through Japantown.
So it's Arasaka.
So one of the things we wanted to have is like have a fixer in the main line, right, Philip? So that you will actually go in and visit the fixer and so on. So Wakako was kind of obvious to use here.
Did Mr. Deshawn not come to the phone?
Yeah, and you know, she's of course also a little bit connected to the job that we made at the beginning.
Yeah. That's why I
the very first
that.
job we do in this game is actually for Wakako.
What is it?
Samijo802 wrote, "Hello, Pavel, watching from Kenya. Hello, streaming from Poland. You know, good to have you on. Good to have you on the stream."
Goro, remind me why Dex is fat, backstabbing.
No worries, Pavel didn't see it. Yes, I didn't see it. I don't know what you guys are talking about in this chat.
Butchered and dumped at a landfill by some Arasaka goon. Real shame that.
That a threat I detect?
No threat? No. That's why I couldn't read.
It was a cool
Dex.
detail. This
My
like
answer
nervous shuffle from
Nothing
Takemura when he changed the pose,
Good.
right?
'Cause you would then
From
have to
cross
tell
hands to hands on side.
Okada-san, our intentions are honorable. We need just information. It is a matter of life and death.
Oh, just Sapphire loving Goro. Cool.
Everything's on the shards.
Yeah, you can also see how Takemura actually lets V talk for a while because it's her turf. But once things seem to get too tense, then Takemura, you know, tries his way. And his way works very well on Wakako.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Gonna take them or not?
Take that shard.
How much laughter do you have when you're working on games? Oh God.
Japan.
Watching weird bugs, testing the game a lot in unexpected ways.
Dashi platforms, the main attraction.
This is
They'll
so
fly
fucking
this
awesome.
way,
That
high
briefing,
above
by the way.
street level. Along the parade route, balconies, footbridges, and vantage points affording good views. Hanako Arasaka, A guest of
I can, guys, tell you like some behind-the-scenes stories. So actually, Szymon, who's with us, Szymon Słowikowski, the cinematic designer who's taking care of that whole story that we're watching right now, playing right now. Szymon was actually cooperating with our programmers on the tech here that you're looking and the briefing tech. So basically, so that we can create these awesome shots.
Not to mention a smattering of shots
And tell the story in that way.
And if that's not enough fun for one day, a net runner. One at least.
Oh, God.
They use the city CCTV to
So
observe
this actually section also shows a little bit how just these little talks between developers help a lot. Because originally, when I wrote just the quest design for this quest, so it was just in writing, I actually wrote that the parade is on the water and it's close to Kabuki. And I was talking to our quest designer, Patrick Mills, and he said, well, Kabuki used to be a Japanese quarter of Night City, hence the name. But in 2077, it's actually mostly Chinese now. So actually, they wouldn't make a parade there. And then he just said one sentence that made me think a lot, which is, but you know, it's Cyberpunk. Why can't they just fly? And basically from then on, it was like, oh my God, of course, the parade should be flying and not on the water. And then, you know, everything went from there.
Wow, that's cool. I wanted to read the comment from Amatheus12. Pavel just came here to tell you that I played the game right when it was released and from the bottom of my heart loved it. Thank you for the experience and the trip. Thank you so much for coming here and telling us that.
We appreciate this, Okada-san.
Yeah, it was actually really interesting. Like, I remember when Philip, like, after that conversation, like, we had this conversation. Do you remember, Philip, like, when you came and you told me about this idea to have this, like, flying barges? And what I think about it, and I was like, that's fucking crazy, let's do it. That was pretty much the conversation that we had. It was like, this is like so insane. It will be so difficult to make. Probably we cannot afford everything there, but let's try it, you know? So that was the conversation. But I loved it. Like, I remember when I had your idea, I was like, this is really awesome.
A delightful, mature woman.
That comment is very
This
important.
information, it could be just what we need. But I will try to investigate further. I will stay here some time and call some associates.
Okay.
The moment I learn something new, I will let you know.
See, and this is also these like little things how we want to build a relationship with a character. I can just walk away now, right? The quest is already over, but I can still say, tell the Takemura to stay safe.
Stay safe,
and this is kind of stuff that, you know...
as well. Until next time.
Yeah. Those are like the small touches, right? That just...
Yeah.
Can we please talk about how he gently smiles if you are nice to him? I guess that's Szymon's work. Szymon, that's true.
Yes. And there's some other things, right? If you now wait and you just see what Takemura's doing, because he's not, you know, just standing around and doing nothing. If you try to watch him, look at that. He's actually gonna continue the conversation from before.
Well, well, have you tried your luck at the slots?
I beg your pardon.
You look like a man whose last best hope is a stroke of good fortune.
You truly think so?
Fortune is like a roulette wheel.
God,
Sometimes all it takes is
just dragging this. I had no idea, Mr. Brightman. Yeah,
Perhaps,
exactly.
Perhaps you have a point. I appreciate this advice.
You would say that, you know, probably devs, or like the dev, Philip, who made that quest, probably knows quite a bit how it's constructed. Machiavelli, you wrote that you said that I ignored your feedback 5 times. I honestly didn't see your questions at all. I'm trying to stay... oh yeah, I see it. Okay. I wish you guys could use the verticality of Night City more often, like in Paradise Mission. Well, that's one of the reasons why we used it, because city is huge and have so many layers, but 90% of missions takes place in street level. I hope in the expansions we'll get to see more missions like Parade and take place on higher grounds of Night City. What do you think about it, Philip? Because I remember we talked about that topic. Do you want to add anything?
No, actually completely agree. So one of my favorite things is actually to also, you know, see where we can go and how we can go up. And I think it is important to actually use Night City's verticality a little bit. So that's why all of this quest apart, like after this point, kind of takes place on roofs.
Yeah, exactly. Pretty much like, I think every spot, but it's also like, it was also like a significant moment in the production, right, of Cyberpunk, where we actually sort of, how to say it, we had like a sketch of the like a sketch, well, like a pretty decent shape of a city at this point. So you as a designer, you could look at it and be like, I want to use this or that, right? Like when you're like as a designer, working on something that is like in a very early stages, it's very difficult, sometimes to like, suggest, hey, let's use, huge buildings and whatnot if you don't really know if that buildings are even gonna be there, right? So that's the point. And we also like want to give like a good, how to say it, variety to all the activities you're doing as a player. So like, as Philip said, like he put a lot of things on the roofs, but and that's one of the ways how this quest and this storyline is more significant. It just stands out in a way.
Yeah, and actually one of these reasons that I was able to do so much on roofs is also basically they had the luxury of, I don't want to go into too much detail, but like the Takemura quest was done later than most other quests. So, it was actually done kind of late in development. So then a lot of these locations already kind of existed. Yeah. So if I would have said I wanted a whole part of the city built up here where the parade will take place, that has all of these intricacies, likely it would have been difficult if they would have had to do it from scratch. Mm-hmm. But there already was a general design of in Japantown to have lots of these bridges and so on. So I actually also just had the luxury of being able to choose locations that when you're kind of having to design a quest early, you might not actually have. But it's also one of the reasons I was actually able to do that. It's also a bit of luck. Mm-hmm. Camille Rhodes writes, go up for legendary stuff. I don't know, Philip, do you know if there's any legendary stuff there in the roofs? Do you know that location well enough? Which location? I don't know, because like,
where
the parade takes place?
I don't know. I hope that Camille will tell us. You're trying to kill yourself, I think. Let me, Philip, actually look at the comments, because some of them are really long, and while we're traversing, I'll check it. So, Cybervesna wrote a bit of a theory. The parade has lower security because Yorinobu planned to take care of Hanako as well? ? Smasher and Oda telling us that the protocols were validated, but it wasn't Goro nor V. We actually hear a conversation between Hanako and Yorinobu where he tells her to play her part. The part could be exactly another association attempt. Yorinobu's plan was to take Arasaka down. He already blamed Militech for killing Saburo, so killing by them Hanako would play on people's hearts. So what's your comment on that, Philip?
I would say this one is partly true. So Yorinobu is perfectly fine with an attack happening on the parade. Because of course it actually shows the importance of Arasaka and him being needed, and it's a very simple way to consolidate power by basically, showing this beautiful event for his father, showing the traditions, but also showing that things need to change. But there's one detail that actually I wouldn't say, which is that Yorinobu would want to get Hanako killed.
I will play and you can talk.
Yeah, so without actually wanting to spoil something, there's later a mission in the game where you have to free Hanako from a certain building so she can't appear in Arasaka Tower. And you can interpret it that Yorinobu wants to put Hanako there so she doesn't interfere with his plans, but mainly he actually put her there to be safe, because Yorinobu of course plans a certain attack on board members. And that Hanako actually is getting caught in the crossfire thanks to V. But if Yorinobu plan would have worked, Hanako would have actually been saved. So that's one of these differences, that Yorinobu would want to destroy Arasaka, but he genuinely loves his sister Hanako. And she also genuinely loves him in a very, certain fucked up way, if you also know what happens later, including her father.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Okay, Philip, because I think right now we need to wait for Takemura to be to call
we can
us,
just
right?
wait in the menu, I think.
Yeah, well, we can also, like, there's basically a side job here, so let's do that, to just have a bit of action. And then,
sure.
How are you feeling about this? Because it's around 9, so we still have you for around an hour here. So
sure,
let's try it, I'll just punish
Now
this
Pavel
bad.
is playing.
Yeah. Now I'm playing. Yeah, Philip wanted to make it clear, that he's not, he's not that bad in shooting as me. But I'm not really that bad. You can see it, especially when my fucking gun is like insane, because I'm so busted at this point already. In the meantime, you can, Philip, actually look at the questions on the chat. Likui wrote, "What is the mood in the studio right now? Do you feel hopeful? Oh, I always feel hopeful. Do you feel like you're making a lot of progress?" Yeah, I guess it's just a general question, to ask how we are doing, Philip. So how are you? How you are doing, Philip? Tell us.
Oh, I'm actually doing really well, and we just want to do good stuff, which is also why we keep working on everything, and we just want to improve it because we want to make a really good game. And I think the way we talk about this game hopefully kind of shows that. So we also want to have that vision, actually, be that as good as we were hoping it to be and we're working towards.
Mm-hmm. Yep, exactly. I mean, I do not really have much more to add. Oh, look at this. This is our yoga person. I'm not really that bad in that shooting, Philip. What do you think?
So you're pretty good. Are you actually using Panam's rifle?
Yeah, it's just updated to fucking legendary level and like, upgraded to infinity. So yes, that's basically what I'm doing. Let me just leak the walls when it comes to, like loot and stuff. Those cards are insane. It's always so funny to me. So let's actually check what was going on here. Oh, there's an archived conversation, Philip, that we found.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Okay, I'm Taitanga and you can be Daisuke Morita.
Okay.
I'm here. Bartender says Maelstrom threatened him. He didn't have a choice. They got barged. Told him to start pouring. Said he had to.
Yeah, well, we could have called. This is our turf.
Says he couldn't. He was scared.
But he wasn't scared of us.
Says he didn't tell him a thing.
Yeah, of course he didn't. He doesn't know shit. What could he?
So maybe let him go? I mean, what else was supposed to do?
This is our fucking turf. He should have called us.
Yeah.
Oh, instead of throwing a fucking party, beat his ass. It's the principle of the fucking thing. My guy didn't have an accent. I'm sorry.
Here you go. Here you go. You can read it with a German accent. I know he was Japanese, but hey.
My English is better than that. I can't hear German accent English.
Yeah.
Well.
Cyberpunk audiobook with narrated by Philip and Pavel when? That's the question. Voiceover of all data shards when? Well, I mean, let us, Philip, let's go here. I think there's the side job there.
And actually, someone asked in the chat, I just saw why, spoiler alert, Hanako can still die even if that ending isn't played where V saves her. Mm-hmm. Basically, we wanted to have multiple implications there. So as an example, if Takemura was alive, he would of course try to save her and succeed. And if Takemura wasn't alive, kind of in the background, we want to build that Hanako has this whole faction that is, let's say, on her side, and they would have saved her as well. The main difference is that if V is with them, she actually manages to, let's say, get Hanako out there alive during the event. And if V isn't there, that basically fails and Hanako dies. But someone would have basically always tried to get her there because, Hanako is always scheming in the background no matter if V is helping her or not. So she would have found a way out. It would have just not succeeded in the end.
Yeah. As you guys can see, like, we always like think about stuff like this, like, believe me or not, but in the studio, like, we are known for like splitting hair in four, Go to the rooftops. My friend, I am almost at the bottom floor of this guy's feet. You mean like to the top of that mega block? That's like really, really far away.
Yeah. So someone asked, hey Philip, this one's for you. Was Takemura Cyber Samurai in the same iteration as Ayumi? No. So Ayumi was a really, really early character.
Yeah, she was really.
And basically, again, without getting into details, I had to do this Takemura part kind of late because we made big changes. And part of these changes was that also caused Ayumi to completely disappear from the game. But it is, I would say it is a little bit true that I kind of saw Takemura as a replacement for Ayumi.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we even talked about it a few times, I remember. Okay, guys, Camille, because I am from inside of Jig Street. Okay, what inside? Like, I am inside here. Okay, ooh. Now here? Yeah.
Maybe you can get up to these little roofs.
Yeah, but just usually because, like, I'm not entirely I'm not entirely sure how I could get there.
Use the fire escape, maybe.
Yeah, it will take me a million years to find it. And that's why I'm like, because I'm just looking, where is the path up? I mean, well, there's probably a bazillion of them. But we won't find it right now. I don't think so. And I really want to, because I want to use, the time that you're with us, Philip. And not to use the rooftop. So Camille, we'll look actually for the rooftop next time, okay?
Yeah. I mean, usually when I have rooftops in my quest, I always try to put little secrets there.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll actually find it in the industrial park.
Who knows? Okay, check the poster, exactly, because the poster is here, Philip, right?
Personal fucking space.
I placed like 25 of them throughout the city. I actually can't remember where there's all the...
I remember like once on one stream we have...
Hey, V, wait a sec. Listen to that guy. How'd you rate his chops?
Oh, I know what it is. I think I know what it is. How would you rate it, Philip? Not bad, I guess?
So, ready?
I can't do much better. Well, not at all.
To my untrained ear, sounds all right, I guess. Easy listening, at least.
Know why?
As someone asks, since Philip was largely responsible for the character of Takemura, are there any other single devs in the studio who can be called fathers and mothers of certain characters? So before I actually answer that, I actually have to make it clear again that Takemura is basically not a single person's, or let's say my character. So we usually say, let's say, the biggest part have David Koteya, who's the writer who wrote most of Takemura's dialogue. Szymon Słowikowski, who was cinematic designer, so he did lots of his actual, acting and movement. And then, of course, I did a big part as the quest designer of these quests. But then, Takemura also appears in quests that actually I didn't do. So as an example, one of the earlier ones when he takes out Dex. And that, as an example, on quest side was handled by Asha Radomska. Mm-hmm. So we're kind of always seeing this as a real big team effort.
Yeah, it's also like way too complex and too much to be handled by one person. And it requires, I would say, too many talents coming from absolutely different areas. And to be, well, fantastic in all of them, it's really difficult. It's hard to achieve, to be honest. So that's why we always come together.
Yeah, it even comes down to the name. So as an example, I chose Takemura, and David Koteya chose his first name, Goro, and then he became Goro Takemura.
Yeah, it's a good one of the many examples, I guess. Okay.
Let's get out of here.
Johnny, don't make me laugh. No time for playing my way to the top. Was too busy shaking the world awake. Success gives you a platform. Losers tend to say that. Just go.
Isn't that what every failed artist says about their work?
Know what? You're right. I failed. Corpo tyrants still run this town, just like 50 years ago.
Cool trick with a guitar. I like this.
In my heart of hearts, I want to be the next teen idol. Think again. Don't give half a fuck about that commercial shit.
All right, princess. At least you played some gigs. Saw those memories of yours.
True. Played where we could. Parks, old factories, underground clubs.
Don't be rude to him, Northern Wolf. Well.
Some recorded our stuff, didn't even know who we were.
Yeah, Keanu's sarcastic lines are executed in such a hilarious way, Machiavelli. Yeah, that's true, actually. Here's the specific way of being sarcastic.
So. Yeah, sometimes your friends also need tough love, or if you see Johnny as a friend, which of course is also a matter of interpretation.
Yeah, exactly. John is such a legendary Chad. Absolutely. Okay. Had an audience from the start. Some recorded old stuff. Some recorded our stuff, didn't even know who we were. Old tapes could be worth something. Let me find those tapes. It will be fun. Let's go with the second one.
Ooh, mean to say I could get my hands on some old samurai bootlegs? I'm gonna find those tapes. I'm gonna shriek like a little fangirl anytime you open your mouth. Happy?
Just you fucking try.
Jokes aside, think those tapes still exist after all these years?
You know, Rainbow Cadenza's not far from here. Club we played till the band fell apart.
Okay.
Great spot. Place for people with their heads on straight. Maybe they'll know something.
A question from me to you, Philip, I guess. How much is Goro influenced by Shintaro Takayama from the Cyberpunk board game?
I have to admit that I don't recall Shintaro Takayama. I don't know who that is right now. So I would say probably not much.
Yeah, I would risk assuming that it's not really the case. There is also a question actually from Ellen Fireth, a rather tricky question. Are both of you facing creative blocks from time to time? How do you deal with that, especially since it's your job? Do you ever face the creative block, Philip?
Yeah, I would say so. So often it's, let's say, when we have to write more complicated plots and, you know, there's just so many mistakes and we just have to find a proper solution. But often I do actually feel like I'm the freest right at the start. So that's a story I actually like to tell Pavel, that when I had to do the original designs for the, let's say, Pan Am romance, I wrote those 3 quests. So, you know, the one where you save Saul, the one where you steal the Panzer, and then the finale, I wrote the designs for all of those 3 quests in one evening. In the jungle, because I was actually on holiday.
Yeah.
But that's literally the only time that ever happened. For Takemura, it took quite a while longer.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, at least for me, is like, I have to say that I do not face it that often, but it's also because I have like trained myself not to, and you can do it as a creator. Like you can actually like because there's multiple different methods that you can actually employ to figure things out. And I don't know, like I when I have a topic, and we guys did the narrative console, right? Like on the last stream and the stream and 2 streams before that, when we were just going like, you know, a romance storyline with Smasher and then, you know, seducing Hanako from Embers. And you can just go on, right? Like that. Of course, you know, it was in a jokey manner, but you can like train yourself really not to get those blocks that much. So I have to say that, you know, I'm kind of maybe a bit lucky on that regard.
Yeah. Also, it just helps to talk to your colleagues. Not even that they, you know, need to give you solutions, but often just actually talking about your story and talking about problems you're facing often actually fixes the problem in your head already. Yeah. So often it's just important that other people listen.
Yeah, it's the rubber duck method, right? Like the fact that oh, Philip. is it him? Is it him who's messaging us? Hello, V.
Yeah.
Wakako Okada, do you think she will betray us?
Yeah.
What, she doesn't charm you anymore? Having doubts? You have
nothing
to worry about.
I like that you're the one with the charm. It's a bit cheeky.
Okay. Oh god. Oh, he types. Okay. Goro, that was he went in a like typing spree. You only have to look at her, a venomous spider wearing a mask of a nice old lady, but I will not be fooled. If it were not her disdain for Arasaka, she would have sold us out for a handful of pachinko balls. But since she has not, that means she is something even more dangerous, an opportunist. Maybe she simply wants to spear 2 rats on one stick and is waiting for the right moment. V, I'm in Kabuki. I have 2 questions. How could anyone call this filthy slum Kabuki? Kabuki is a form of art. I will let you know shortly.
Yeah, like we always try to make like Takemura's text messages feel really like, you know, he's just writing them very spontaneously. Let's say, you know, just in thought, just whatever just comes to his mind, he kind of blurts it out a little.
Sapphire wrote he messages as quick as me. Yeah, because like it's a funny thing about me and Sapphire, but like I sometimes take like ages before I type one message, while she literally like typed a Bible already, and I'm just like, you know, behind so many messages. Anyway, thanks Goro. Let me know if I can help. Can be of help, Philip. Thanks Goro.
Let's try if we can help him, maybe.
Okay. I may take you up on that offer, but for now I will manage alone. Your time will come. Okay.
Yeah, I think if we're waiting a day, our time might come soon.
So should I wait or play the quest?
I mean, it like depends if you want to continue Takemura's quest or do something else.
I wanted to.
What do you prefer?
Yeah, I mean, I would love to actually continue Takemura's quest because otherwise, sorry, it's not what I wanted to do. Oh, I cannot skip it. Oh, because I'm in the quest right now. Let's do it. Let's finish it then. So this is a place where apparently Rainbow Cadenza have been.
Hey. Rainbow Cadenza mean anything to you?
Oh no, another one. Aren't you too young for this?
Okay. Another one.
Every day, some sad grandpa in his old leather comes in here, asks where is his old Rainbow Club. And I'm like a broken record. Tell all of them the Corp brought them out 20 years ago.
I think this quest is from Mateusz Albrechczyński, right? Philip? I believe so, right?
Yeah, so yeah.
Yeah.
Know anything about bootlegs from the Rainbow Cadenza days? Like, say, don't know, samurai stuff?
Okay.
Samurai. Oh, that ugly red face on black?
Despina wrote yes, so
Yeah,
I guess that's a
even I know
confirmation
that
that it's from Mateusz
Old guy
actually.
comes by
Albrechczyński.
here sometimes wearing their shirt. Spends the whole time yakking with his psychophant friends.
Wouldn't you happen to know where I could find him?
You can find him living back in the 2020s. But besides that, he's out there at the market.
Like even the small dialogue sometimes like so well written.
Yeah.
What he sells? Okay, let's just
What's
ask
he
about that
selling?
guy.
Organic
Roasted,
strawberries
yeah.
and cream. What do you think? He sells ancient dusty tapes of ancient dusty indie bands. No one's heard of a single one of them.
Okay.
Cream. Thanks.
Dry humor in this game is hilarious.
Hey,
Okay.
Someone also asked if quest designers actually add the shards for their quests. So actually for the quests, we do add them, yeah. So usually we, think what kind of shards would make sense to lie around. So often, we think about what kind of makes sense in terms of world building. So as an example, during the parade, you can find shards of a bunch of people that live in the vents and, in the back areas that no one really cared about and had, kind of a life there. And it's kind of implied that, terrible things happened to them when Arasaka came in to prepare everything for the parade and they are not seen anymore. So we try to do these little things. But there's also just tons of really cool lore shards written by our writers that are just purely about the world building. And then we have, different people placing them, the open world team or quest designers. So as an example, Despina, who's in the chat today, placed a lot of shards also for my quests. So during the parade in this industrial park that is coming and part of this quest after that one we are right now.
Okay, cool. Thank you, Philip, for an answer. I actually bought shit ton of components. Yes, I know, guys, but I'm just crafting lots of things, and always I'm short on components, so fuck it. I have a lot of components now. Anyhow, we have this dude that we're supposed to talk. Looking for some good tunes. You got any laser pop in here? Is that the name of the genre, Philip?
No, I have no idea.
Never heard of a laser pop.
I know chromatic rock, but I guess that's a different one.
Got any laser pop?
Laser
Something from
pop.
us cracks?
Don't sell no scop here. You either want
Ask
good
him. Okay,
music
thanks,
or
Despina. We
rainbow
are.
bright shite.
Oh, Jim. Just a joke.
Okay.
Laser pop. Fucking laser pop. Here at my stand.
Okay. Because I think now, like, Despina is actually taking care of that quest, right? Like, I believe Despina, that's the quest you are taken care of. And yes, I am. Exactly. Yeah, I thought so. That's actually a cool detail, by the way, that he has this radio here. Like, I liked, you know, the fact, you know, how pissed he was with his, like, facial expressions and stuff. When I asked about the laser pop.
Heard I can get some decent tunes here.
What you mean by decent? We got Cartesian duelists, Uridine stuff, Tainted Overlord.
Uridine stuff.
Samurai?
Kid, you even got.
Yeah, I wonder if he has Samurai's records in his shop. It's not very clear.
Yeah, it's like
axe, chipping in, you name it, we got it.
Yeah.
It's like that armorer in Novigrad in Witcher 3 who sells top-notch swords, but only has armor in his shop.
Yeah, yeah, I remember that. He's like the ultimate troll. Silverhand's biggest fan.
See, I found Silverhand's biggest fan.
Archangel full version when? Grillowana Kiełbasa? I have no idea, to be completely honest with you.
I can only say that the full version sounds really awesome.
Thanks, Philip. Thanks. We shouldn't do it to them. You know that.
Guy shook the foundations of the corporal world. He died for his ideals.
Doesn't matter, he was also kind of a terrorist.
Oh God.
Blaze way down the rebel path.
Oh, here you go. Okay.
Now looking for the real deal. Like, say, bootlegs from Samurai's first gigs.
Fuck. First, you have got no idea what you're asking for. Not if you're so chilled about it. Don't know how you found out about them bootlegs, but forget it. Not gonna give them to the
Laser Pop DLC confirmed. Oh God, guys. I know what Johnny's last words to carry were. Okay.
Know everything there is to know about Silverman.
It's actually so funny.
Impress me.
This old man is such a millennial. Lex
Fuck
Matronica, yeah,
Not
absolutely.
your crowd, not your noise. Do your own thing.
Yeah, sure. I could think up a million conversations they had. There were no witnesses.
Pavel, you have a beautiful smile. Oh, thank you so much. I'm trying to take care of my teeth. Anyway.
I used to come here back when it was still Rainbow Cadenza. Bootleg sure would make a nice souvenir of the good old days.
Cut the scop. You're too young to remember the first samurai gigs.
What about his smile,
Leave
though?
that twinkle in your daddy's Karoshi.
Oh God, this
Hey,
grumpy
appearances can be
guy.
deceiving. How do you know this pretty face ain't an implant?
All right, prove it. How'd Samurai's third ever gig end?
Oof. Okay, guys. So this is a little help, Johnny.
Johnny, my dear expert, help a chew mouth. Need a quick rundown of samurai trivia.
It's fucking appearing like there at the back.
Yep, third gig. Remember it like it was yesterday. Set my axe on fire, then smashed it on the stage. Crowd went wild.
Johnny.
Well, can't wait all day.
Easy. Johnny lit up his axe, then smashed it.
Nope. Knew it. Who smashes their gear when they're just starting out?
What?
I mean, a new one
So
costs
Philip, Johnny's like trolling us.
No, he's a real
Clearly
rebel. He just
Clearly
smashes
is.
his stuff.
Yeah, exactly. The speed around Johnny trolling. Yeah. Fuck you, Johnny.
Fucking hell, Johnny. Why the sabotage? Why now?
Because it's funny. Because I'm bored. Maybe I don't like the cut of your conformist jib.
Nice.
You always freeze up like this?
Yeah. You always freeze up. Okay, right? Because for him, I'm actually like talking to Johnny in my head, so...
Some drunk gonks tried to put it out with beer. Denny's fro got singed. Wore a wig for a few weeks.
Oh, wow.
Did get herself
Denny's afro got burnt? What? Poor Denny and her hair. Oh, wow.
Hang on.
Poor
No,
Denny, guys. She has this awesome afro, by the way. Like, we'll play the,
hair.
like a Supreme together.
I almost forgot. Heard
So-
Johnny started it, actually. Tossed a cig that was still glowing.
Bullshit.
Oh,
That
God.
was Carrie's, no doubt. But hey, any trouble is Johnny's fault.
Right, of course.
Still don't believe you were there. What the hell?
Only a real fan.
Oh, Machiavelli wrote Henry is so much better than Danny.
Anyways,
Maybe I don't know.
Gotta educate the youth. Maybe you'll find something special under the table. Come on, have at it.
Okay, so that is our actually summer concert recording, right? Ah, that's cool. Okay. So it has some vinyls, has some, I guess, gear. That the good.
Some old merch.
That fucking t-shirt's cool. Okay. I could update, and it has 4 fucking slots. Taking this one and taking this one. That's cool.
Much appreciated.
Take it. Spread the good silver hand word. Death to
You know, they say
I agree.
Thomas' teacher used to think that was true. But look at that guy, 60 at least, but still living in 2020.
Yeah.
Guys, you're big.
You can see here, guys, like how the staging changed. It's actually really interesting how we can do it in the first person. Because like Johnny was there at the back and Karim was at the front, but then when the attention comes to Johnny, he actually appears here. So that I naturally like gravitate to move my camera here, but I still have a guy in the frame, right? So like he still is in the context because we talk about him, right? Like a really simple, basic trick, but really like leads me with this invisible designer's hand.
Let's get out of here.
Don't want people getting stuck in a rut, stuck in the past, want them to change them and the world. And then something must have changed, can't change people by blowing it up. Okay, let's go.
You want to force them to change? Can't just blow them up like the tower.
But music's the answer. Here's what happens. Grandpa
Maybe Yorinobu has an idea what to do.
doesn't understand us.
Oh yeah. For sure.
For sure. And the average Janes at Joe's. Maybe they don't want
Camille asks about the Heimura Man. We will be doing the Takemura, following with the Takemura in a moment. Just to explore the background as much as we can when Philip is with us. Okay, cool. You know, that's done. That's a done deal. I will actually move away from here. And we could, because you said Philip, that we could actually wait for Takemura's call, right? Like I'll actually really quickly go. Oh, do we have some shoes? Oh god, we don't want those. Sorry, nope, that's not what I wanted. Really quickly, yes, give me this tank top. This is cool. The clothing mods. Oof, I want this. I want this epic armadillos. Let me actually, because I don't think I actually have. Yeah, because I only have the uncommon level. Let me really quickly, because I just bought a shit ton of components. Yep, exactly, and we can just pack the armadillo. Should we actually, guys, go and make the resist actually, to make the resistances better? I actually think the armor's probably the best, to be honest. Yeah, the armor. Okay, let's go armadillo. 1, 2, 3, and 4. It's kind of insane, but we are going to be so fucking tough. Look at this, guys. Look at this shit, you know? This has 810 armor at this point. Cool. That's a good t-shirt, Philip, right?
Where all the armor goes.
This is a good t-shirt. This is a good
It would look probably very bulky.
Yeah. There, Proxy Dust wrote, can you please ask the team to make more use of the amazing bars of Night City when developing any future content? I love to have reasons to spend time regularly in the bars and gaming places. It's a good comment. I think we would empathize with that. I don't know, Philip, would you want to add anything to that from the design standpoint, maybe? While I'm updating
I completely agree with you. I like, it's, at least from the artistic sense, the bars are actually done so interestingly, and there's actually so much world building in them. So I completely agree that it would be nice to actually do more there.
Yeah.
And to have reasons to go there. I think that would be nice.
Absolutely. But again, like, this is as much as we can say right now.
Yeah, because I also still see lots of, let's say, questions about DLC or whatever, and just, I can remind everyone, like, neither Pavel nor I can, of course, talk about what we're doing.
Yeah, like, we can tell you that we're working stuff for you guys. That's we're working about slightly different things with Philip, but still we're working for things for you. And I hope you'll like it, but we'll find out in the future. Okay, then. This I did. So Philip, we should because I think that right now I can actually exactly. So I should wait 1 day.
Should be enough.
Should be enough. Just 1 day and one. Did I wait 1 day? Sorry, I don't know, because it felt like I waited like 1 hour. Oh, okay, of course. The sickness. Takemura, please call us. Would be really nice if you can. But if not, then I'll just I guess walk around and try to get involved in that in the other activities around, right? Like I think search and recover. Okay.
Someone asked if Cyberpunk was by any chance inspired by Rage 2. I think Rage 2 essentially came out too late for it to inspire Cyberpunk, because we were already heavily working on the game, and usually you take this kind of inspiration when it's rather late in development. So let's say if we did anything similar, I would assume it's rather coming up with similar ideas at the same time, or just differently from each other, but not that much getting inspired from each other.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like we were talking actually in the past about the inspiration and like the biggest being like a bit of a Deus Ex sometimes, a bit of a Vampire the Masquerade.
To acquire something. Only me, no client. So I expect quick and clean results.
Okay.
You will be entering Tiger Claw territory. Very high risk. More information attached.
Okay, thank you, Wakako. So, Philip, let's try to do this, and then maybe in the meantime, Daddy Takemura will call us. Scorpwind, hello, Pavel and Philip. Hello, Scorpwind. When designing quests, you come across various limitations which can be technical or budget-oriented. Can you describe the process of scaling down a quest when such limitations appear in order to make it work? Would you want to take this one, Philip?
Absolutely. So essentially, it always depends when you realize that it's too expensive. So as an example, when you realize during the quest design phase, so when we as quest designers just write the quest essentially in text, then it's usually not a problem. So in the best case scenario, while we actually just write the quests, we would already see these kind of risk factors, and then we can very, very easily adjust them. But as an example, oh shit, Pavel. You stole that thing just right in front of him. But basically, if this happens while you're already doing the quest, or especially if dialogue has already been recorded, and we work on things, then of course it gets much, much more difficult. So even like as an example, if you have quests like Takemura's that are already done kind of late in development, it is very, very important to not fall into the trap of essentially designing something you can't do in the end, because then there's not that much time anymore to fix it. And of course, as it always goes, that still happens. You just have to be really careful to...
Do you remember our conversation about Parade, exactly?
Exactly, because that's one of these cases. The Parade was very, very expensive, especially on the art side. Because, these barges had to be made, so we had to find different ways how to mitigate that. So
and it was also technically difficult, right? Like there were like technical challenges. Like, do you remember like the number of components limitation in the entities?
Yes, so basically the barges that are flying are actually technically not possible in our engine. They are basically multiple vehicles that are splashed together, and every of these vehicles has a tiny moving desert storm behind them that I took from the Nomad quests. Because usually, we use something called triggers to see if the player is in a certain place. But for optimization reasons, they can't move. And of course, I needed to check if you're jumping on a moving barge. So basically, I had to use a specific feature that was made to actually move the storm around our map. And, all these things like that, or that in our engine, characters can't really stand on a moving platform and then walk around there. It's one of these limitations for optimization. Yeah. And then, you can either cut that part, or you can find some sort of solution. Yeah. And the solution is basically that the barges are vehicles that have seats that an NPC can sit on, but the animation for those seats isn't sitting, but it's standing around and praying. So all of these people that are standing on the moving barges are actually just sitting on them.
Yeah.
But you know, tricks like that are really cool, and you can do them sometimes, but often you can't, and often you have to be very clever how you use your.
It's like a different type of, in a way, different type of creativity, you know, like, because one thing is to actually like design thing and come up with cool thing, and like sometimes people say like, hey, why didn't you do more of this, more of that, more of this? And that's the thing, being a designer, gameplay designer, a designer in a game, is always facing a different kind of challenges, and the way you face that challenges and the way you can actually deal with that, this really defines, you know, how good you are.
Yeah.
Fucking landscape architect.
But also for a quest designer, there's this important distinction where, you know, sometimes I would have an idea to make a fix like that. Like, let's say, put these people on the barges. But since we're doing our fixes as quest designers and we're not coders, sometimes, even if the fix works, it's just not very optimal, and it costs tons of resources. So even if you have a really clever idea, sometimes you still shouldn't do it, and you still have to find a different solution. So then it's, you know, not just about your creativity, it's also just about making, let's say, the right decision for the game.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we have to be responsible, basically.
Yeah, exactly. It's something that Gabe, you know, Gabriel, our game director for Cyberpunk, he calls a responsible development. It's this kind of thing. Like, sometimes as a designer, you can really do different kind of things, but they can have consequences, and some of them might not be nice, you know, and for like the performance of the game, or like how it's optimized or how it's working. So you need to be careful, you know, with how you're doing. And like, I would say like juggling, you know, those responsibilities, those different limitations, is always the the way to really make it work. And I remember, like, I think like always the best quests are actually coming from people who are really like can balance, you know, those creative, I would say, narrative ideas with this sort of I would say, technical creativity, you know, and that balance is pretty difficult to strike. And like with Philip, when we were hiring for our team, for the quest team here, because right now I'm also doing a bit of work with open world and cinematic team. When we were hiring for quest team, like, that's one of the most important challenges that we are facing, which is that you need to have a person who's really good narratively, but in the same time has this flair and this understanding how to technically juggle all those different limitations and still make something really substantial and intriguing for the players. And like, facing challenges like this is our like daily life, pretty much. So yeah. Oh, yeah, Leash is a girl, just in case. Okay, do you wanna be Wilbur, Philip?
Sure. I'm very curious. Hey, Leia.
Hey,
Okay. So, got any eager buyers?
Oh, yeah, tigers. Triple my asking amount.
Sounds good. Too good to be true, though.
Jealous, Sasato. Oh, 'cause I'm a filthy rich.
Bet you're sweet as I am. But that won't change the facts. This reeks a mile off. In your shoes, I'd rather stick my finger up a cat's asshole than touch this deal.
Right. Gotta go. Call ya from Hawaii. Narc.
Yeah, I have a feeling that won't work out so well for Leia.
Yeah. I have a feeling too. Oh, Braids of Satan. Look at this. Anyhow, search the Leah Gleen's apartment. Philip, we need to search the apartment. Right now, okay, I checked the emails, whatever. It worked out.
Very invasion of privacy.
Yeah. Interesting.
Well.
Secret doors. How cliche.
Oh yeah, you can see it on the ground.
To be so goddamn predictable.
It's very Sherlock Holmesy.
Yeah.
Although then it would be, you know, a book stand.
Okay. Can I like pull it, or can I hack it? How can I reach the hidden room, Philip? How are you feeling about this?
I mean, I would just say blow everything up, but maybe you can walk around.
I would try that, but, you know...
Can you open, actually, the window behind you?
Window behind me? This one?
There. Ah, no, you can't open it.
No. I mean,
you
so Camilo wrote in the chat, kitchen, go to the kitchen. Well, I mean, this is the... Is that the kitchen? No, that's not the kitchen.
Actually, also one of these things I really like, that, you know, these gigs made by our open world team, they actually often have really interesting level design. Yeah. And they actually use the gameplay very well. That's something that, we from quests can actually learn sometimes. This, gameplay approach and being really mindful of all the different options.
Did I I turned it off and then I turned it on again? Okay. Huh.
Or
Yeah, I
is
think
it
you open it.
flushing somewhere? Who knows?
Wow, this is fucking cool. Hey Johnny, what up? He's like chilling here when I'm doing all the work. Okay, cool, Johnny. It's nice. Whatever. Let's go, guys. Interesting space. Okay. Like, some of those gigs are really so fucking well done. Like, I'm honestly, like, because I played, like, maybe, like, 50, 60 of them already on a stream. Like, something that I normally didn't have time for, like, during the production, right? And, like, some of them are actually really awesome. Like, or like, the investigation stories and stuff. Okay. So, skeleton key, and then...
Like Leo went to the tiger claws behind Wako's back.
Okay.
Tisk, tisk, tisk. Claws are steel honoring.
That was an interesting line reading.
Yeah, that was interesting. Yeah, I think he meant like that was supposed to be this.
Well, Johnny can be very sarcastic.
Yeah, exactly. Daidaro wrote a question for Philip. You mentioned Takemura's predecessor Ayumi was the name, I think. Who was she? What was her role in the story? What was her relationship with Dee? Why she didn't make up into the story?
Oh, I mean, it's a very long story, and I think, unfortunately, we can't really talk about, let's say, big chunks of the game that were cut, right? So, Ayumi was, of course, I can very generally say, also one of our main Arasaka characters, and was part of, let's say, we always call it, there's the Nomad path, which is Panem, and then, of course, there's also, let's say, the corporate path, and that was a bunch of quests that involve Ayumi and some other characters. So I think Hellman, as an example, was there already in some form, I think with a different name. But basically for one reason or another, and I think a lot of it is, of course, always scope, because, production realities, we always change. We basically had to cut, I think it was 3 or 2 quests.
Could be. I don't remember, Philip. I don't remember.
Yeah, but basically we had to then, find a different solution. And it's not that easy to just cut quests and then try and reuse a lot of stuff that was done. So we kind of had to write a new narrative. And we basically had to write, let's say, one quest, which is, 112. So this quest that I was working with Takemura, that kind of makes for a bunch of quests. So it's a very long one. Mm-hmm. And there, it just didn't make sense to use Ayumi anymore. Which, this is something that happens a lot. So in this case, I think because of, leaked data, the name, but this is something very normal. There's a whole bunch of characters that we wrote at some point that just aren't in the game.
The information from Okada-san.
Yeah, I wanted to add something to what Philip said, but just Takemura just called us randomly.
We must meet.
Okay.
Where will it be this time? Trash processing plant? Deserted in-cart station?
In the south of Japantown, there is a street market. It is on the footbridge above the main street. Use the elevators. It is easy to get lost. I am on my way there. Do not make me wait.
Okay, we won't. Don't worry.
So someone said they loved the Ayumi AV truck and Troy quest. I do have to say, I have no idea how much info about it is out there, so I can't, comment on any of these things. But yeah, actually, it was, very cool. So, usually when we make cuts like that, it isn't because something isn't really interesting. It's basically because, so many different reasons.
Yeah, and I wanted to follow up on what Philip was speaking about just a moment ago, because, the thing is, guys, you have to understand, every time when we are looking at the game, we are looking at, holistically, right? So how the story together works, and when we were, as a designers working on a topic, we realized, that some things are not done as well as we would want to, and that's why we had to replace the quests, So when Philip was talking about something being cut, he meant we have replaced it. For instance, the parade is actually the thing that we did to replace the previous thing. So that's technically what has happened. So it's not that you just have been given less stuff. We actually gave you more stuff and higher quality and something that worked better for the overall storyline. Anyway, let's look at the Takemura's messages. Bazaar, Kanzuki, Japantown, you cannot miss it. Bazaar is in the upper level, okay, quite high. So it is worth using the public elevator. I think there are 2. Oh, and then you have the Daddy talking about it. The fox sneaks into the chicken coop with its own tail between its teeth. More code. If you do not be a fool, this is a serious matter. Will you come? Come on. I see parables are beyond some people's intellectual capabilities. That has dropped the subject. Okay. Do you guys like the Morse code? You know, Takemura's music. It's like I guess, Philip, that was your idea in most cases.
Yeah, together with David. I sometimes it always changes a little bit. I think in my original one, Takemura actually answered with a code that basically said that V is an idiot. But we always iterate on these things. So in the end, he was a bit more serious about it.
Yeah, exactly. I think I can actually run there. Yeah, I think it will be the most effective way to do this. Yeah. I don't think those dudes will like me because I killed so many of them. Like sometimes already, like when I pass next to them, like some gangs are so pissed on me that they start attacking and chasing me. You know? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's like, it can be quite intense at some points. Okay, I think I'm actually able to, maybe I'll just call my trusty motorcycle. Is it coming from there? Where the hell is it? Hello? Oh, you're here. Okay. Cool. Let's jump in. I think CDPR fans deserve Siri cameo. Like one quest as a cameo, it would be awesome fan service. Well, I mean, it's an interesting topic. Like, do you want to like talk from a design perspective, Philip, about like fan service in general, or
sure.
Do you want me to? Yeah. So take over and I will. Drive.
I think we do like fan service a lot. So as an example, these like little inside jokes with Hideshi Hino, with Takemura. We like to do stuff like that, but there's always this kind of distinction how far you want to go. So as an example, if you do fan service that's still, part of the world building and is still immersive, it's usually always the best kind of fan service. And then if you do something like Siri, that is of course immediately, getting you out of the experience. And sometimes you can do stuff like that, right? That's why we also do it if it's really cool. But then, you also have to think, how much you want to go for that joke. So as an example, and maybe that sounds stupid, but it's also a little bit my opinion. If we really would have Siri now appear in Cyberpunk as a character, we would also just kind of mix Andrzej Sapkowski's Witcher universe with Mike Pondsmith's Cyberpunk universe. And, in a way that would also be, I don't know, for me, myself, feeling a little self-serious, like, yeah, they're connected. And, then we would kind of, I know, of course, this is not as important, but in a way, it would also feel like we're making it canon now that they're connected. And in a way, we also kind of respect those things in a way that maybe we don't want to go that far. But let's say, little references like, a certain magazine with Siri on the cover appearing.
Yeah, exactly.
Or, Witcher jackets. I think such like that is always cool. Or when Siri talks about, seeing a world where people wage war from far away and have like metal ships, of course, if you know that it's about Cyberpunk, that kind of works. But in the context of Witcher Wild Hunt, if you wouldn't know about Cyberpunk, it can still be something that's immersive. And I think that's this kind of balance that we usually try to do. But, I wouldn't say I'm the authority on that. That's my personal opinion. So if any day we would do that, probably, there would have to be a really good reason.
I feel really like the same. Like I really think like on the streams I was talking many times about like guys, something that I call like responsibility of a designer. Like you as a designer, you have a responsibility for your fan base, audience, however you call them, for the players, to build it in a way that makes sense, right? And the things that Philip just gave you, those are like implications that you do not always want to give, and you just want to like, I think, balance, carefully between, like those being self-referential and really like keeping the world intact, believable, and immersive. And you can just actually make a disservice to yourself and to your own game if you are doing things like that and building it like that. Okay, then, Philip, I think you can take over if you want to playing now, because like I think those are already the parade decorations. It's almost 10 at this point. Could you stay with us like 20, 30 more minutes to just like at least see a bit of a parade together?
Oh, I think the parade we won't manage because there's also the big industrial part.
Oh yeah, of course. But
no,
what I meant the next quests. Yeah.
I don't understand. Does Arasaka not have enough of its own people?
Look around, sir. Things are heating up in the city.
Mm-hmm.
He's got the gift of the gab. Can't be denied, but I need to steal your buddy for a sec.
What are you?
Goro.
You find Takemura just talking randomly with a dude.
He's doing his social stealth.
I acquired some information of my own. Do you know who most wished to honor Arasaka-sama with the parade? His murderer. The irony makes me sick.
What's in it for Yorinobu? Doesn't seem like the kind who'd care to honor tradition.
That is so. Japanese heritage is one element. Yorinobu will also put on a display.
Approaching the bedroom gaze?
The floors are sure to be beautiful, but the wise and I will see in them a hidden message to his foes.
What message that be?
I am here, Gumindomo. Watch your backs.
Not one for subtlety, is he? Still don't see how this gets us anywhere.
Yeah, and you can see like this awesome vista, you know, with the way how it's set up.
Look to the sky.
Yeah, and I guess this is intentional, mostly.
Yeah, someone had to time it so there's AVs flying around.
Yeah.
Will pass precisely this way. If I could just get onto Hanako-sama's float, I could speak with her in private.
Wow.
Get there how?
Why jump?
This view is fucking phenomenal, dude. I'm glad you like it.
So let's use our solo experience.
There is a comment from This Is My Full Name. Have you guys at CDPR watched the Indigo Gaming Cyberpunk documentary? I highly recommend watching. He just released part 3 last week. Actually, we did. Not all of it yet. I watched first and second. I think Boise, our lead quest designer, he watched all of it, and he was actually recommending it to the whole team. So, good call. I've heard the videos are awesome. And as I said, like I didn't watch everything yet, but yeah, it's on YouTube.
You will then be able to disable any security before I sneak inside.
Okay.
So yeah, so as an example, this one we can't even say anymore because we're already too good at hacking, so we can't really say that it's not our forte.
Lots of ways to skin this particular cat, you know. Gonna need.
I know what you need. It is taken care of. I have an infected shard.
Okay.
It was not cheap, but the man who sold it to me guaranteed it will work.
So like one thing that I think also is, you know, speaking to Shimon's work, is that we often show Takemura in certain situations to be a bit uncomfortable, right? So, you know, when it comes to, let's say, simple technology that people in Night City use, like Takemura isn't an idiot, right? He knows how to use technology, but he uses such advanced automatic technology in Arasaka that the stuff that normal people use to him seems super difficult to use, just because he's actually used much better things. Or, you know, let's say social situations, like in Night City, the way people talk to each other, he's rather uncomfortable. But right now, you know, when it comes to, you know, espionage, and when it comes to politics, talking about Yorinobu, he's in his element. So you can also see, he's very, you know, you can see it in his pose, the way, right now, this is Takemura, the way he likes to see himself as well.
Exactly. Machiavelli wrote Cyber Boomer. Yeah, it's kind of like this, right? When you switch to old Nokia from iPhone, that kind of feeling, you know?
And if it isn't, got a few tricks up my sleeve, too.
This is good to know.
Yeah. You, Pavo, could you any updates coming out from before Christmas? Love the game, by the way. I mean, we cannot really talk about any future updates, guys. Okay? So... that's unfortunately my answer at this point. Like, as soon as we'll be able to, we'll definitely talk to you about this, okay?
but not all.
Is Cyber Boomer
The
like
security
80s
concerns
Cyberpunk?
The
Lol.
snipers especially.
I mean, it's an interesting topic, you know.
But I may
Yeah,
have
as Camilo wrote, like, I mean, we'll basically be talking to you as soon as we can, you know. And I can assure you that we're working on things for you guys.
You can deal with them as I advance.
Sounds like a plan.
You agree just like that? The risks are considerable.
Yeah, well, getting more and more used to that.
Love his power walk.
What would you say to a small
Yeah, there's a good video on it with the Putin walk, but Takemura doesn't. And I like Takemura quite a bit more.
Takemura does the Putin walk. Wow. Okay, that's.
And in the meantime, you'll do what? Crack
that's
open
cool.
a can of suds?
I will not touch alcohol at work. I will watch your back. Now.
Yeah, the Putin work. Yeah, I see, guys. Ilusi Art Road, you should put a huge no DLC questions can be answered sign somewhere and tell the screen. I mean, I could, but in the same time, I want people to like speak and you know try to connect with us. And I don't want to make it like, you know what I mean, like disrespectful, just a sign. You know, like I have no problem with answering these questions, and it's fine. So it's okay. Okay. Infect the security system, Philip. Okay.
Yeah. So this is actually one of these cases where we kind of try to hit a few flies with one swap, and I think there's a German saying. I don't know if it exists in English.
I think in
hit
English
a few
you
birds
say like
with one stone.
Yeah, exactly.
So basically, because this is a pretty long dialogue, right? You start with Takemura talking about the basics, then you sit down and eat and talk more. I kind of felt like I want at least to have the player do a little bit of something in the middle. And then we kind of thought about the security room to get into the CCTV. And at the same time, this now nicely explains how Takemura later during the parade can actually watch you and see everything. So we kind of, you know, that kind of worked out nicely where I kind of tried to do a bit more gameplay, but then also it actually helped the logic of the story a little bit.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, yeah, let's connect to that socket. Let's see.
Fucking worked.
Okay, go over the plan with Takemura. Okay.
Yeah. This is actually a cute little thing. Like, this used to be a ladder you have to shoot down, so it comes down. But then during testing, we noticed that there are some players that simply have no ammunition at all at this point, and they would have been, you know, locked in here forever.
Wow.
So we actually had to make it into a ladder that just works, because there was no other way out if you don't have the double jump. I do think you can cheese it normally with, you know, climbing like that. But yeah, it was kind of a feedback that I thought, okay, yeah, I do actually have to make it a bit more straightforward.
I see.
2-bit thief, ain't I? Keep saying so
Arasaka apart, do you know if there are any plans to have all weapons to be able to switch between power, tech, and smart? There's some concept art of the D5 Copperhead Sidewinder, for example. I honestly have no idea. Like, I doubt it. But I would, like, don't take my word for it because I'm not a gameplay designer. I really don't know, honestly, Arasaka apart, so sorry for it. Like, you can see here, like, an example of basically the staging switching, right? So you just, like, left, there was a Takemura waiting, and then we wait, actually, we walk together here to actually change the staging in a moment. The date, time for the date, yeah.
See you tomorrow.
I see also a lot of you guys congratulating us for the nominations for the awards. Thank you so much, guys.
Might actually prove useful. He's a well-trained dog. Needs orders, that's all.
Oh, God.
When he outlives his purpose, we'll flatline him.
Okay. How that food is called? Because it's not shashlik, right? Like, Philip. Like, I think it has its...
Oh, I think it's yakitori.
Oh, exactly. Yakitori. That was the name I was missing. Yeah. It's just my exactly yakitori. My Polish soul is just seeing shashlik here.
Like, there's like these nice little details that later Takemura talks about amazing onigiri with umeboshi plums.
Yeah.
And that is actually something that I think David, our writer, came up with, this specific meal. And then I later found after release of the game that there's a very nice place in Warsaw that makes these kind of onigiri, and I tried them. And they're very good, so I'm very thankful to Takemura.
Where's Bigos? Fradek asks. Well, I mean, it's maybe not this type of game.
Arasaka scum to you. I know that, but Goro's not a bad guy.
Not a bad guy. He was Saburo fucking Arasaka's bodyguard. Think his pretty eyes.
And you can understand, right, why John is like so triggered here.
Yeah. Like Takemura is basically everything that Johnny hates. He's someone who's loyal to a corporation for, according to Johnny, no good reason.
Yeah. Cafe is asking like Onigiri in Warsaw where, Philip?
Oh, there's a place called Purpur. It's actually a cat cafe, and it's very, very nice. They have served some Korean dishes and some Japanese dishes, and they're very, very good. So my highest recommendation. Actually, they're CD Projekt fans, so for a while they actually said that if CD Projekt employees show up, they can get a discount. And I only did it once because I really like the place, but I don't want to take their money away.
Yeah, I know how it is. Yeah. I just like it was a cool moment, when you like switch the topic and like Takemura put the foot down and like turned to you. And this is another example of like how you can dynamically switch actually a sort of like a montage inside one frame that we already have to basically just it's a close-up, right? Like in actual like cinematic terminology that would be just a normal close-up, but here Takemura she changed animation is closer to you, so you in that way we basically changed the frame in a very small subtle way, and this is the work that our cinematic team is doing, just working and thinking about all those scenes to make sure that we can do that, right? And we can lead you through the story like this, and every scene sort of has that kind of tricks in it.
Yeah. So I like that people find Takemura so attractive.
Yeah.
I would say it is something that we kind of maybe unconsciously contributed towards. Like we always, I think, tried to make him very interesting.
And you try to make him like I think human-like, right? He has lots of like simple human-like traits, even like those that can be considered icons, like for instance, like the technology thing that you just mentioned, right? The fact that he's like, or he has a favorite food, or he just like, takes you here, and you sit down and you eat together, right? A place that and it makes you as a player feel that he's just a normal person, with feelings, with emotions, with, and so on. Like that basically makes him feel like real. So many things make Takemura as hot, lol. Okay.
Yeah, well, there's also this kind of case when it's a difficult one, right? Because if you look at Takemura as a character and what he represents in the story, he does did many terrible things in his past, right? He's the bodyguard of Saburo Arasaka.
Yeah, exactly.
And to get to this place, you do have to be a corporate goon or stooge. So someone in Night City, someone like V or especially Johnny, has plenty of reason to hate someone like Takemura. He's essentially, for let's say a punk in the city, he is basically he represents everything that's wrong in the world. So it actually was this tricky thing to try and see how this can still be a human being, right? Because he stands for something that many people would call specifically evil, but that's not really how real life works. There's many people that have many different interpretations, and I personally do not agree with many things that Takemura chooses to do, but I also just tried to see the human behind it, and essentially when thinking about his backstory, to think about what can actually lead someone to become like that. Because Takemura is not, I would say, an evil person. He is just someone who went down a certain path, some reasons because of his own doing, and some, of course, because of his environment. Yeah. And I think that's also an interesting thing when writing characters, that you don't necessarily have to like all the things your character does to like them. So we want to just make them captivating and at least make you able to empathize with them.
There's a cool comment from Zebsdi, actually. You seem to get a lot of chill time with him, which really helps out to make him feel sympathetic.
Yeah, and that is exactly was that big point, where we actually wanted to show that Takemura is on the surface this terrible being,
Yeah.
And we wanted to give you actually enough time to see how someone in the world of Cyberpunk can actually make these choices that lead them to where Takemura is, to actually show them, no, this is still a human being. And, you know, he has honor, he has his own code of honor, so there are good things about him. But also, of course, there's this dark side.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I think we can move on with conversation.
Ritual?
What? Why?
As far as I can see, you're trying to get us killed. Really like to know why.
Yeah.
The risks are substantial, yes. But we have no choice. Hanako-sama is our only chance. You have nothing to lose, as I do. I see it in your eyes. Now, we part. Reconnaissance is required.
Okay, so then we will be doing the reconnaissance. Mm-hmm.
You're a stranger in a strange land. Going with you.
Yeah, and of course, if you want as a player, you can completely skip this reconnaissance.
Yeah.
But then, of course, you also miss many important things.
Yeah, Johnny's thumbs up. Yeah. Yeah, it's a cool part, and here you have.
Louder! Louder!
Double the amount of our active Night City security forces. President Myers has called this a
He eliminated the last obstacle between himself and complete power.
And
Surrendered it to
Tell me that. What do we call the murder of my father? Was that not a provocation?
Wow.
Was that
And you can see like it's there's this like cool moment, right, when like scenes sort of naturally transition to like both of them watching the TV and back to Takemura. Like it's a really clever way, right, to introduce something new in the scene.
So you're not playing a corpo. Because there's also these differences, right? That if you're a corpo, you actually have some more options here because you know a lot of these stories already.
Exactly. No, I'm playing a nomad.
No one knows this.
Also, you won't be able to have the peaceful path of the industrial park. I think that's the most difficult to find.
Exactly. I know that. It's actually a cool detail, you know, for people who are like trying the game via different life paths and so on. That actually, like, this quest has like bigger differences, you know, depending on that.
Yeah, so if you ever play a corpo and you play this quest in Industrial Park, there is a way to finish this whole thing without shooting a single bullet, and you can actually, you know, nicely walk past those guards and they invite you in. But it's tricky to find.
Yep, it is. And I see like Delamain ask Peaceful Puff. Yep, exactly. Like we are, like, as I said, like there's a lot in this game that haven't been discovered or that people don't know about, and it's just you guys will find it in time. I know you will. For Witcher, it took
I'm sure
6 years.
someone on YouTube found it already.
Arasaka-sama was strong.
I didn't see actually, and did I see any, like, okay, I didn't see any video or anybody writing or talking about it. But yeah, maybe it was found by somebody. So
He showed a weakness.
For Yorinobu.
For his daughter. When Yorinobu formed his band of hounds, declared war on his own family, Arasaka-sama could have crushed him with one word. Yet he did not. For he did not wish his daughter to suffer.
So here you can see this little hint that Yorinobu and Hanako actually have a very close relationship.
Her father to give him a second chance.
guys, I see there's so many questions on the chat that we would spend like a century discussing this. Like Smasher's wife, I don't really know the answer actually for a second hideout of Smasher. I have to admit I don't remember that.
I think we are all to blame.
So I really don't know, to be honest. So can't answer your question, unfortunately.
But we will correct this soon. Will you join me?
Oh, there is a comment from someone that made it like unintentionally, you know, Philip, the peaceful path that you just described. So.
Ah, nice. Well, because of course you can also just sneak in and get it done stealthily.
Oh, God.
But you can also, very proudly march in if you got authorized from a guard.
Yeah, exactly. It was a cool comment from Takemura. It was sawdust and plastic. So.
Well, that was actually the whole way that Takemura started to be a foodie, where I think in an early dialogue, I just wrote a debug that Takemura wrote a hot dog and says it tastes like pig's anus. And I think V says that it's probably made from insects. And Takemura says, I think he would prefer if it was made from insects.
Okay.
And I think we didn't use that dialogue, but that was actually, I remember, I think Adam actually saw it in a review and loved this exchange. And then, that only started the idea with us that might be one way to humanize
him, that he's a foodie, right?
Yeah, so you can, I think if you actually let Takemura do the reconnaissance by himself, you can also talk to him a bit more about food. Or I think after the reconnaissance.
Yeah.
He Googles food.
Exactly. Thank you so much, Kogito, for gifting the subs. I see you gifted it to Mr. Brightman. Thank you so much. It's appreciated. Like, it's so cool, actually, that you can, like, see it, you walk together, he climbs up. It just, like, makes it feel like a real person.
Yeah. There's always these things where, let's say Shimon and I maybe make a little bit more work for us than we should. Where, you can take this elevator with Takemura, but if you climb up the roof, then Takemura takes it by himself and complains that V is always making things complicated.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a cool thing, that like you as a designer, you can like provide the player with that freedom. But of course, it comes with the cost, right? Like covering all of those versions is actually, and sometimes it's actually surprisingly complex because of all the different variations, and players keep on coming with like lots of different, like difficult, I would say, ways to get there. Yeah. Oh, I see you have timed the trash AV here as well.
Yeah,
right? Like,
we pasted one to always fly nicely around.
Yeah. So, of course,
must look for vulnerabilities, weaknesses, while I try to think.
The way he looks at V, oh my god.
Arasaka cannot discover
Shimon wrote on the chat, this is also one of those this silent moments. If you look at him closely while being in elevator, he does smile at you at some point, just a tiny bit. I didn't know that.
Should be good for something.
Yeah, but I think this is this really, really important way how I think, actually doing these little micro acting that cinematic designers do plays such a huge role in actually creating a character. And that's why I do think, making someone like Takemura is such a team effort, because everyone provides really important pieces.
Yeah, everyone contributes with something small, and that's actually really interesting. Like adding those things, in a way, it's not this much effort. But of course, if you add a lot of it, it becomes a lot of effort. But when it's spread to like lots of different people, it doesn't take that much effort. But I think where the effort is located is actually bringing all those people on the same page. Like explaining the vision, making sure that you guys are, playing to the same, in the same team, kind of, right? So you try to achieve the same things together as a designers, and it is difficult, especially when you have like lots of different, like I would say, visions, and a lot of people want to bring some things into the game, and making sure that it's all cohesive is a lot of effort.
I found him chewing.
Yeah, and actually, like people may say that this is like a date, and to be completely honest, that was also kind of the intention, to write this a little bit like a date. Or you're slowly kind of throwing each other the ball and getting a little bit closer, and revealing a little bit more about each other. Or these little details that you can ask him about pizza, and the little hidden secret, but I think many people know it, that if you do it, Takemura says it's a bad idea, but later when you're sitting there, you can see that Takemura was actually a nice guy and ordered pizza for V, but for himself he ordered sushi.
God, I see like Babsonovska and Sapphire roasting me for being on a roof. Thank you. It's a common joke, Philip, that like I need to be on the roof anyway. But it's about fighting bosses and stuff. Yes, Kit Kat Kate. That's exactly what I think. Anyhow. And also, like, there is a really cool comment from Shimon that I wanted to actually read for you guys, just really quickly. About the scene 1 design trivia, you can actually stand on each side of Takemura. Seems not a big of a difference for the player, but it means we had to record some animations to make sure they'll fit both either side. So as you can see, like some things that look like simple may look simple for the player. It's actually like a conscious additional effort for the devs to really like, you know, it works. Oh no, we broke Sasko. Why you say you broke me? Do I like, is everything fine? I think it is. I mean, I'm broken by default, but anyway, let's move on. Let's move on, Philip.
So right now you could hear, I was actually listening in on a phone call from a guard who apparently was connected to some bad business. So if you were a corpo, you could actually use that to your advantage and actually convince that guard to just let you march in, and then you have a nice sequence where you can go through this whole part, and people scan you and just wave you through, and you're just done. It's a nice little, you know, way to do this whole thing. But of course, since we're not a corpo, we don't really know what to do with that information.
Someone stepped in quicksand, has serious trouble.
A god? I cannot help with this. The procedures here I do not know.
It's also these little secrets that, you know, since Takemura's, most of his Arasaka cyberware was turned off.
Yeah.
You know, he now has to use Militech gear. And it probably hurts him a lot.
Yeah, it's actually really interesting, you know, like that, like when you don't think about it, it's like whatever, but then when you'd like start asking yourself questions and so on, why suddenly Takemura uses Militech gear, like what the fuck? It's actually very conscious choice on the side of the designers to really build it like this, and it's really cool to me. That's when it's done like this.
Trucks drive up regularly.
Are we to hijack one? This is not bad.
So basically now Takemura already told us that we kind of have found, you know, a bunch of nice options to get in. But of course, if we want to, we can continue for that special praise from Takemura.
Security hub's liable to be in that building.
Yabore, low high power greetings from PR and Legal. Hello. Thank you for the greetings. I'm not sure if you're actually from our team, but if so, then it's nice to have you. Message me, by the way, so that I can give you the VIP status on the chat, so that next time we can see your comments.
Is this what you said before entering Konpeki Plaza? I wish to be certain we have not overlooked anything. We should wait and observe. If nothing out of the ordinary happens, then yes, we go in.
Sounds sensible. Better get comfy.
Okay. Let's do it.
So actually, maybe because I have to leave soon, there was one more question. If there were any considerations to involve a Militech angle for the Arasaka Industrial Park infiltration. Without revealing too much, like, I considered it once that as an example, if Meredith Stout was alive, that she can help you there.
Yeah,
that was one of these cases where we just had so many moving parts already that we basically had to choose, you know, what we can do and what we can't. So even though this is a really cool idea, we couldn't do it in this case.
Yeah, it's just like budget understood as a time of people involved just didn't allow it. Like, and as a designer, you very often actually face stuff like that. Anyhow, let's continue with that scene because I don't want to hold you, Philip, here, but I wanted to finish the reconnaissance sequence, let's call it. And I think this is a really interesting scene.
Fine-looking feline. Thought they'd all disappeared from the city.
It is the first animal I
Did Goro try the pizza? Probably not.
But no, he got some sushi for himself.
Yeah, you can see sushi for Goro and pizza for V, right?
Put up a fight longest.
Yeah.
Perhaps it is a mechanical.
This scene and dialogues are pure gold. Thank you, Justal. I think Shimon is glad to hear it. He's with us on the chat. As I mentioned, as Gokatzeit, that's Shimon Słowikovski, the author of that cinematic work that you can see here, and dialogue is David Kotea, while design is Philip.
And I actually have to say, like, I'm not the person that came up with the cat. Maybe Shimon. I think was that actually you who had the idea to put the cat there? Or was it David?
I don't know that too.
But it's, one of these details that also just in writing makes the scene so much more alive. That Takemura and we don't just talk about business, but that there's also just something that catches their attention and where they can just talk about their own interpretations. Because you can, as an example, say, oh, that's just a stray, right? But you can also...
Shimon mentioned I started this idea, so I guess it started from Shimon and then bounced between people as always, and ended up like this. That's nice.
Yeah, this is one of these examples how, this teamwork, that so many people contribute ideas and it all comes just together in the end.
Stories about Kitsune, Kappa, Bakeneko too.
Yeah.
Yeah, as Shimon says, it starts trivial, but then basically leads to something more meaningful, and then David took it further and, added all of this outline.
Yeah, good point.
Where'd you grow up, anyway?
Maybe Nibbles is unreal as well. Not commenting on
I
that.
am from the slums of Chiba 11. Once when I was desperate to live there,
And you can see the music changing. Yeah.
bad memories washed away by time.
Exactly time to the moment when he started talking.
My childhood. Let's see. Racing my bobber for the first time through the hills. Oh, and first kiss in the middle of a synth cornfield.
Yeah, the nomad thing, synth cornfields.
I remember the chemical stench of the canal, where we boys washed our shirts. Corporate transporters sometimes passed through our slum, Arasaka selecting children, but only the clean ones.
Yeah.
Transporters, you say?
Armored and armed, Chiba 11 had the most murders in all Japan.
Yeah, that scene is insane, right, guys? And the music.
Let me guess. So they could turn him into corpo soldiers?
Exactly. When they chose me, I felt I had won the lottery.
And here you can see, like, when he starts sharing things from his background in such a way,
regular meals,
you slowly start to empathize.
I was gifted an education.
And you can see,
because it's always this thing, like you can always say, oh, I would never do these kind of things, right? I'm a good person. I would never be a corporate stooge for Arasaka. But the thing is, you didn't go through, certain experiences. Maybe you grew up in a completely different environment. Maybe you had completely different opportunities, or, parents that actually took care of you or were able to take care of you, because that's also another case. So, that's also one of these examples, I think, where, people that, let's say, do certain things, it's always not that easy that, oh, they're just doing bad and I would always do good. Like, if certain things were changed about your life, about the people you engage with, who knows what could happen. So, you can always feel very privileged that you don't have to resort to doing bad things.
Romulus wrote, unfortunately, gaming media will not highlight moments like this. Well, in a way, ultimately, we don't do it for the media, right? We do it for you guys. Like, we do it for the audience, and we try to provide the best experience. And maybe, maybe one day we'll see, actually, some media to look at the things in a more fair way, I would say.
100 candidates standing at attention. And Arasaka-sama looked into each of our souls and chose the one who would serve him best.
Yeah. That's a really, really awesome story.
So this is, as an example, this difference, right? Like, we can actually empathize with Takemura because he also had a tricky life, or we kind of can be high and mighty and say, oh, you just have to do terrible stuff. Oh, yeah, and not empathize with him. And to be honest, both of these choices are valid, right? Because Takemura does kill people, and it is a terrible thing he does. So, I wouldn't say that you have to empathize with him and say, oh, you poor guy. I think that's also kind of what makes this, actual role play, that there's not a correct choice.
Did what you had to keep from going hungry.
Good point.
I sense that you judge me, and yet you have no right to. Unlike you and your friend, Mr. Wells.
And you can see how the light actually changes. The sun is slowly going down, and this lamp is now turning on.
And you can see, guys, by the way, like Philipp and Shimon, like, they're using all the fucking dirty tricks in their bag as a designers to make you, like, start, feeling and thinking about, like, what is going on, actually. The random question: did I watch Cowboy Bebop Netflix series yet? No, not yet, actually.
I could honor, live for,
I will though.
I think a lot of us watched the anime. It was on our list
absolutely.
of things to watch for Cyberpunk. We had a huge list at the beginning of development.
Yeah, that was one of our like things that you had to see as a designer.
Wasn't judging.
Kojima flamed it on Twitter. I didn't see it. I didn't see the Kojima's opinion about it. I'll take a look though. I'm interested actually.
Yet you offer no worthy alternative.
Take a look around. It's here. Your corporate world in its glorious splendor.
Yeah. And that moment with Johnny lying there, was that like Shimon's idea, Philip? With a staging?
I think that was also Shimon. Yeah. And that's, one of these things. A lot of these ideas just come from different places. It's not always the quest designer or always the writer. And in the end, this, I think, is kind of what makes this dialogue also alive. These little moments.
Cydric is actually asking about the movie called Upgrade. Did we had to watch it? So it's actually funny because like Upgrade came up. I think we already had like most Cyberpunk intact, all the story and so on. And Upgrade is touching in a way like similar tones that the game is. So I watched it like I think it was a year before the release of Cyberpunk or something like that. But yeah, we had it on the list.
To leave this world, forget everything.
Never too late to change.
What is your expression? One cannot teach an old...
See, and we kind of like hammered that down, that Johnny calls Takemura a dog. Takemura refers to himself as one, and we have the cat here next to Johnny, who's, kind of Takemura's opposite, but also very similar to Takemura, right? They both went into the military at a young age, but then they changed their outlook on life. So it's these little things.
Conflict. Argue eagerly.
Penguin Gamer wrote, to be honest, I never could immerse myself so much into game like Cyberpunk, never wanted to know so much background information about the game, and your streams helped me so much to keep the love for this game, looking so much forward for the future, will bring of this game so much love for the game. Thank you so much, Penguin Gamer, it's appreciated. You could guys see this iconic moment of Johnny rolling, right?
Yeah, there's always the question, did the Bakeneko see Johnny or not? We won't answer it, but you can imagine it was an intentional move on Shimon's side.
Exactly.
It's time to do something.
And Shimon wrote, Johnny's staging had several iterations here as well. Let me read the actually full comment. At first, he was sitting, but I figured he wouldn't respect Takemura enough to pay so much attention, so I made him chill. I guess at the end it was a good call because like it makes it more personal, make them more feel equal and more like partners, I would say, in all that situation, And of course, the weather.
Yeah.
As I said, all the dirty tricks, that are already there are being used, to make you feel in a certain way.
Exactly, and often that's actually difficult in Cyberpunk because we're always dynamic and always, let's say, we barely do any cuts. Right, so it's hard to change the weather or the lighting conditions. But when we do it for story reasons like here, then of course it's also good for a quest designer and for the lighting artists. If I can say, okay, I know here it's night, I know it's raining, and then we can just build it, completely to perfection, which is something we rarely can do. But for very important scenes, we often try to actually get conditions like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Getting worse.
You do not look so bad.
All right, but Pavel, I think this infiltration you might have to do by yourself.
No worries.
You have to leave.
No worries. I'm known for actually completely stealthy approach, so don't worry. I won't disappoint you, Philip. We'll meet on Santa Ana Street. I'm waiting by the construction site. It is visible from the distance. See you soon. I think we already got that.
Yeah, he sent that to you earlier.
Yeah. That's just a notification that I saw right now. Hop on the chorus on the Gora's car for the. Okay. Anyway, guys, I think because I think we can safely stop here, right, Philip, and say good night to you for a help. And let me actually because do I still have you on a call? I just wanted to show your face for a second. But
sure, I don't think. Still sitting here.
I don't think. Yeah, but your camera is completely off. So I cannot really. Yeah, I want to be able to probably do that. I just wanted to, give our viewers a chance to see you, but I don't think that we will be able to do anything with that, unfortunately.
Next time.
Yeah, exactly. I guess next time. So, guys, we will be, of course, continuing in a moment. We are just saying, good night to Philip, and I will, keep on playing because we have so much still to do. So, Philip, it was a pleasure. Thank you so much for being with us. Actually, it's always amazing where you can be with us. I really hope that maybe in a few weeks or months we can repeat this. Maybe, with that next-gen update for The Witcher 3 coming, we could do something fun together. I would be definitely all for it. I know you're a Witcher guy, so thank you once again.
I think I will have a lot to talk then. Yeah, no, it was my pleasure. And let me know when you play the parade. I will want to watch that. I'm very curious.
Yeah, we'll see the parade. The parade might be actually the next stream, but we'll see.
I don't think you'll actually make it. This is a quite long quest.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, Philip. So thank you so much, and I guess we are disconnecting right now, and I'm going back to playing.
Yeah, thank you very much, and have fun. And I just want to say it's also really nice that Shimon was here, because I think that's always this really nice thing that we can actually show that when many developers are actually here that worked on a quest, you can actually show that, I think video games are maybe not like books or movies where you can always say, oh, this is like this one author, but it really is just people working together and being, creative together and just kind of making each other's work better. So, Shimon is helping David a lot, and Shimon is helping me a lot, and David is helping Shimon a lot. So, we're all just kind of doing it together. And I think that's always one of those really nice things actually about video games, that you can just work with really, really cool people and artists. So thank you also, Shimon, for saying all of these nice things and writing your perspective.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
All right, thank you, and have a good night.
Thank you, Philip, and have a good night. And I'm now disconnecting, I guess, from you and from Parsec as well, right? Thank you so much, and see you, I guess, in work.
Yeah, see you.
Okay, bye-bye. Okay, guys, Philip is gone at this point. I will now just make sure that we don't have any technical issues connected with a with that. Let me, guys, really quickly type to him. And we'll go back to playing. Guys, it's actually really interesting that that we had this technical issue with the camera. Okay, I said, Philip, that, don't disappoint Philip now. Oh, you mean like the stealth path? Or what? I mean like the stealth path. Okay, guys, let's go. Because, let me actually save the game. It was really cool, always to just have the author of the quest here. Thankfully, I think, Shimon is still with us when it comes to the cinematic design work. So, I suspect that he'll be able to add things as well. The rain. The rain just adds a lot, Let's go. Hello, buddy. Let's go to the street level. There's the man. Yeah, exactly. And then when you look at him, here you go, Okay, let's go together with Takemura. Yeah, I'm looking at the hidden places and all of that. This look, yeah, the angry walk. Yeah, it's actually really interesting. But I saw some people discussing it on the Reddit, that our characters actually have different distinct types of walking, and that's true actually. Our cinematic, our animation director, Sebastian Kalemba, he actually really paid attention to that and really wanted to make sure that all of the main important characters, they have their distinct poses and so on. So that is always something that we were doing as a designers. Yeah, I can jump, and I guess I can have a ride. Can I try? Yes. So, you know, like that's also one of those examples, you know, like when we were working on a game, it's like one of those behind the scenes stories, because like when we were working on a game, we actually thought, okay, you know, like we could actually prevent the player from doing that and make it that you cannot do this and like make you slide over it or something. But then we were actually like, okay, you know what? Actually, let's try do it completely differently. And let's do it in a way that as a player, you can actually jump on it, and we actually even polished it more. So we made it more that it's actually easier and it's actually nicer for you as a player to actually do that, because we really wanted you as a player really have that that moment of like feeling clever and so on. So we just basically made sure that it's more polished, but we just left it, right? So yeah. Closest thing to a taxi, yeah, exactly. Okay, guys, let's be really sneaky. Steal the truck, okay. So there are these trucks coming like regularly here. I saw actually like one of them just a moment ago. There's this guy there. Let's see, because okay, there's a camera. Let's turn it off, just to be sure that I cannot be seen. Let's see what I can do here. This is closed. Can I get here? I cannot. Okay, this is one of the trucks, right? Who the fuck is that guy? Like some drunkard or something?
This is too much.
He looks like Johnny. Hey, bro. All good? Okay. Why the game has this green tint when it looks so much better without it? I have to tell you that I really don't know. The thing is that on the side of the, I would say on the side of the people who are taking care of the look of the game overall, we have the, you know, our, I don't know, people who are like taking care of the overall, like, you know, like look and appearance of the game, and they basically know about the topic so much more than me, and I'm basically willing to trust them in that topic, in that manner, you know. That's basically my answer. Like,
good. Now try to enter the warehouse.
Okay, Takemura.
I will draw their attention away.
Okay. I need to get to the warehouse. Okay. I'm so sneaky, guys. I'm so sneaky. So basically, like the thing is, like I'm always like willing to trust the people that are specialized in a given, you know, in a given topic. So let's say if like a cinematic designer tells me that something will be better done in a certain way, I'm always willing to trust that person. And the same goes for actually like any other discipline, you know. And the same goes for actually the way how our game is done.
Got an access point.
When it comes to the look and that green tint, because I think that our you know, people that are like our art directors and so on, they were going for more of a like a cinematic kind of a look, and it has this Matrix vibes. Yeah, that's actually a good point, right? Like it has this Matrix vibes to it, very consciously, and I am, so that's why like my answer, even though like I think that you would probably want me to say something else, I guess. I'm really willing to trust, you know, the designers who have taken care of that. Oh god, there's so many ways I can approach this location. Wow, that's cool. Okay. That's not what I wanted to do. KV. Yeah, the sneaky Sasuke, exactly, guys. Exactly. Jesus, that buffer is fucking scary as shit. I have to tell you what is going on. That is not looking good. That's not looking good. Oh shit. Well, you know, I mean, could be better, but same time, it's not the worst, I guess. Hackerman level 1, yes, exactly. Thank you. Special delivery, unknown sender to Shigeru Koizumi. Lil bro, I've headed up to here with this operation. We are still stationed in Nasijira. Radiation is the highest in the entire region. If you hadn't got us there, these suits wouldn't be literal toast. Seriously, probably have to scrap us off the rocks. As a snazzy reward, I'm sending you some top shelf tech and Arasaka Shingen. Nobody's gonna notice one item gone missing. Transport leads tomorrow. Check container 667. Love you, little man. Okay. Toast. Yeah, exactly, Miles. exactly, Miles. We just called you. Okay, guys, I am inside this. Let's try actually going up and let's see what we have here. Right. Okay, that's it, you know. I'll just turn off the radio, whatever. Jesus Christ. Okay. Progress chart, that's cool. Okay. By the way, that actually reminds me that we didn't take a look on there because we have the perk. Let's go into handguns because we are definitely going to make that Comrade's hammer work. Toastman cannibalism, oh god. Progress chart. Yeah, absolutely. Let me look actually on the fly. Reduces draw holster time for pistols and revolvers by 25%. From head to toe, increases damage to limbs and pistols and revolvers. Okay. Rio Bravo increases headshot damage multiplier. Evasion increased by 25%. You can now perform dodges while aiming a pistol or a revolver. Actually, this might be the best one. Cool. We are moving forward. We're moving forward. On the fly? Yeah, on the fly. I know. Okay, guys. Jesus, I'm actually so much stronger nowadays. Wow, this is really cool looking. Okay, I mean, on the thumbnail, it looked maybe a bit better than how it is, but I actually think, of course, our red one is absolutely bonkers. So we're going to wear this. This is just piece of shit. We don't want this. Cool. Are you guys working in the office already? No, actually, we are not working in the office completely. However, the thing is that because of the COVID numbers, right, the situation is kind of difficult, unfortunately. Because the numbers, as you know, in the whole Europe are pretty much going up. Because, well, not everyone's getting vaccinated. And because of that, you know, because of that, the studio really wants us to be safe and so on. So we are working mostly from home. However, you know, there is a bunch of people that are in the office, like part of cinematic design team, for instance, is already in the office. So I would say that we are working more or less in something you could call a hybrid mode in this right now. So yeah, I think that is the most accurate answer. Cydric, that I should get myself a crafted skirt. Yeah, I guess. I was thinking, like, I was looking at that skirt that I have, but they do not. That skirt really does not really fit. The skirt that I have does not really fit my jacket. So I actually probably would prefer trousers. Shit. That guy's kind of close. Okay, saved.
Go, go, go!
Oh, fuck. Yeah, whatever, guys, whatever. Okay, guys, I think we are ready to do it. Holy shit. I have failed miserably. Anyhow, let's go, because we didn't like there wasn't too much action in the stream. Poor person. You made a cock up? Arasaka reinforcements are there? Okay, cool. I know that they are. I know that they are. Oh god. Woof. Okay. Oh shit. Did you guys see those AVs? By the way, like this is something that was like consciously done. And I'm not sure. Like, don't die again, Pavo. I mean, what do you mean by again? I didn't die even one time yet. My friend, what do you mean by again? No, don't worry. Like, I'm doing my best. but it's actually really awesome, you know, like that our encounter designers, so in this case and level designer, they worked in, you know, to just like make it feel like this, you know. Okay.
I'll blow you to pieces.
Oh wow, will you? Okay. Holy shit. Those people are really nervous. Wow, okay. There's a fucking artillery. Like, guys, I think that armor is OP, by the way, because normally I was getting one shot, and now I can sustain at least like 2 bullets. Huh. Get the prototype? Yeah, I will. We will get the prototype. It's in container 667, right? I think this is what they said. This encounter is actually so fun, I have to say. Oh, guys, a biography of Yorinobu Arasaka. It's kind of long, so I'm not gonna read it right now. But really cool detail. I actually love this quest. I have to say, it's so well done. Like the way it's made. Jesus, that dismemberment. And also, like, props to the people that did the encounter. It's really awesome. Guys, I've seen that like a bunch of you have redeemed points and so on, stream points, but I've been with Philip talking so much about like different tricks and so on that you need to forgive me for a bit before I answer some of your questions. Whew. This encounter is so fucking nice. Like, I actually love this. I actually love playing it. This level have a lot of Deus Ex influence. Well, I mean, when it comes to approachability, right? For like different levels, different ways, and so on. I actually think that, if I dare to say so, I actually think that Philip really put it well together when it comes to like design of this encounter and design of the quest and encounter itself. And of course, you know, the encounter is our level design team. and because like there is like one of the things that I am not really a big fan of when it comes to the design from the Deus Ex is the fact that like level design and encounters, they feel sometimes a bit too disconnected, while I feel here that there's this perfect balance between like amount of story and amount of gameplay and playing, and like all of those different versions, they are actually really nicely tied up to the story. And I would love us as a quest designers, you know, when moving forward, actually make much more stuff like this. You know, so as a player, you really have.
You really.
What? Did I drop them?
You are truly mad.
You're really truly mad. I am truly mad. I fucking one-shot that dude.
You are an easy target when you step out. Even I see you now.
Thanks, Takemura. And as you can see, like basically like one thing that I really love is like the fact like how the story is connected to like the encounter here and to gameplay. It really is fun, and I really believe that this is a future of RPGs. Like when it comes to the open world but story-driven RPGs, I really think that this is a future when it comes to like how the story is made. And me personally, like we have been like doing like lots of different experiments and like trying to figure things out together with Philipp, you know, how to make those things, you know, of course, you know, the best we can. And like lots of the things like as a designer, you just really learn by doing, you know, by trying actually build those things. Because like what I'm telling you right now, I really didn't know, right? At the very beginning when we were starting. So those are the things that we figured out on the way, and you can see that basically, for instance, 003, sorry, I used the nickname, not the code name for the quest, but the pickup quest, right? That's the quest that actually has also like a bit different style, you know, to this one. And like I really feel that this kind of way, so the way how those quests are designed, this is really the future. This is the way how you can, as a designer, really build it well. And I think moving forward, I am going to be really paying attention and making sure that we're building, like, you know, things in that way as much as possible, right? Because it's not always possible. Like, as Philipp said, like, he was actually thinking, you know, about, like, covering more and, like, providing players with even more options here. Like, for instance, you know, with, like, merited stout. Jesus Christ, I'm so bad. And I really think that, like, not that many games have been able to, like, pull it off and really make it work. Like this. Okay. Where are you? God, this rain. This rain is like a you know, typical Cyberpunk thing, but in the same time, it's just Pavel focus too. Nope. Whoop. Okay. Will there be any long story DLC released? Peter asks. Well, I mean, as I said, guys, like I cannot really talk about the future for us. Like as we talked about, like we are working for the things for the game for you guys, and believe me, like we are really hard in work, and the team is doing an insane, the team is doing fantastic work on that front, and I would love to tell you everything, you know, about what's coming and so on. But I want to talk about it, you know, at the moment when we'll be ready, at the moment when those things are actually ready to be talked about and discussed. Okay, so like, and the fact is that, you know, the fact that we are not talking about it, it does not mean that we are not making it, right? Like we are actually empty. We are actually working on things for you. Because, you know, like, I think this is obvious for most of you, but, you know, like making quests and so on, building those things, this is a core of my job, right? Like, so like I am obviously like building those things together with, of course, you know, with those fantastic departments that I have a pleasure to work with right now. And you know, like to be honest, it's such a cool experience, you know, for me guys right now, because as a director of the quest team right now, I have a chance to work much closer to our open world department, you know, and making sure that all the open world things that we're building are actually built as cohesively as we can, you know, looking at the quest as well. But also, you know, I can see also like much closer the perspective of our fantastic cinematic design team. Hack the flute. Okay.
It could be an ordinary terminal.
Okay, what is going on? Nope, no. Being shot from different directions. No, V. Let's go.
When you finish, I'll make the system sick.
Thanks, Takemura. And as you can see, like, this is basically an example of this connection, right? When I was telling you guys about, like, making the story really well tied up with combat and gameplay here, and you can see the example right as I'm following through. Like, Takemura is all the time on call with me. Like, you can see him here on the corner right of my screen, where and he's reacting all the time. Yeah, the information about Dubai. Okay. I have shot him in the ass, guys. I have shot him in the ass. This is such a fucking cool encounter, to be honest. I'm not dying anymore, guys. I have learned how to do the... I have learned how to basically upgrade my armor, and I'm not dying anymore. That's it. Where are you?
Brace yourself!
Now it's much better. I love this stream so much. Thank you, Mainsy. I'm glad you like it. I'm doing my best, you know, like... It's actually so funny, but actually, like, I really feel like I'm an entertainer in heart. So, when it comes to, like, just building content, you know, for you guys, when it comes to building the game, or just, like, doing those streams and so on, I just love doing entertaining shit, you know. It's definitely my jam. Okay, Camille, I'm going to get that prototype now. I'm going to get the prototype. So it was 667, right? Wasn't it? Where is that container? Where the fuck is that camera? It is in this container? What do you mean? In this one? Okay. Oh! Wow! Okay. Jesus, we have hoarded ton of stuff. Okay, where are you? Oof. Shingen Mark 5 or Mark V, or Mark 5, I think. It's actually a really cool thing that I can actually talk to you guys. Like, this is not a storytelling trick reveal because Shashirlan actually redeemed it, so I'll basically talk about it. It's not entirely this, but it's connected. So, guys, like, when we are working actually on a different quests and stories for you, one of the things that we always want to do as a designers is like provide you with like as much awesome shit as we only can in those quests. And one of the things is actually weapons. And here you can actually see this shit is kinda awesome. Okay. I have a counter mass. I mean, I could make the crunches for myself, but can I? Because this is already legendary, right? Yeah, this is legendary already. So one of the cool things that we are doing, you know, always... Sorry, I got lost, right? Oh, because I'm in combat, I cannot craft. Jesus. So that makes sense. So for now, I'll just leave it with no... let's try this gun. To be completely honest, I really like the Comrade's Hammer. But let's try to play with this one. So one of the things we're doing always, we are always trying to make sure that the stories, basically, we are telling you guys, they match basically the experience, they match basically overall thing that you're as a player doing. And here you can see basically that you went to you went to this place, and you can see here, this is an Arasaka gun, you know, and it's a prototype that you can find. And of course, you know, Philipp, as a designer, when he was working on it, he has consciously built it in a way that you will be able to find it here. Because we wanted to make sure that, you know, for you as a player, the story will actually make sense, you know, all together. And it will basically, like, come together as one piece. That's why basically that gun is here, and we're always like trying to find those spots, you know. And when moving forward, I'm really trying to pay like as much attention as I can, you know, to work of the quest designers and open world designers specifically regarding this topic, to make sure that you guys have this awesome gear that you can find on the way. Oh man, no smart link? Yeah, I actually think that I don't, I actually think that I don't have the smart link right now, but I will install it. Because, like, I think I have updated it for the... I have the palms updated for my... for the pistols. Anyhow, guys, let's move on. Let's move on. Holy heck! Fuck off. You bad camera! Do you have any dream of a game you would like to make so much in the future? Yes, I would want to make the game that is as close to Cyberpunk as possible, but I would want to make it in a way that it's so good that you guys will love it as you love as you guys love the Witcher 3. That's basically what I wanna do. Like, I wanna make, like, my dream game is basically Cyberpunk, but made so that you guys love it as you do with the Witcher. Because, like, I honestly really love... Whoa! I honestly really like the design of Cyberpunk and, like, a lot of different things, like, when it comes to the quest system and the sea system and so on. So I just love to make things like this, but just of the quality of The Witcher 3. Of, like, all of the elements, so that when you actually play it, you will feel, you know, the love that I can feel you guys have for The Witcher, and I don't see entirely like the same for Cyberpunk. I would just love, like, this game get I would say like that love. And I know that, you know, things haven't been ideal a lot, you know, from the things we have done, and I really want to make sure that, you know, anything made forward will be amazing. And yeah, and again, like, I'm not commenting any future projects or any things that we'll be making on or doing, right? Because, like, I'm just talking about, like, what I would love to do. Like, yeah. And yeah, I would just love to make it, like, I would just love to make it open world, but open world in a way that is just so rich and, like, satisfying to explore as, like, this quest, you know, as this quest, as the pickup, as the, I don't know, like a Supreme, as all of those quests, as, like, you know, Delamains, as the Paralysis, you know, so storyline, so Dream On, basically the quests that you all guys love. I like Sinner Man, just fucking, like, make a quest that is made a game that is packed with content like this. This is just my fucking dream. But you know, like, but to do so, like, I need to make sure that the team that we'll build, that we need to invest as much as we can in our designers, and this is what we are doing, like investing as much as we can to our designers when it comes to open world, when it comes to quests, when it comes to cinematic team. Make sure that they actually feel taken care of, that they feel that you know, they're as valued as we can, that their ideas are valued, and also like train them, you know, make sure that they're amazing in what they are doing, because like then they will actually provide you guys with this incredible content. That's the thing, is like the best quests in the game, those are the best quests or stories. Those are not stories that have been done like by directors, you know, by directors sitting and telling anyone what to do. Those have been done by single individuals who have been fucking obsessed to make something high quality and incredible for you, you know. And this is what I really want to do. Like, I just want to like find the people that have this kind of mindset and teach them, you know, and help them out, help them grow, and be like this, because like the team is the most important, because like everything comes from the team. Like that is basically just that is basically my approach, and this is what I'm doing right now, like with our open world team, with our cinematic team, with our quest team. Like invest in the team as much as we can. And it's actually funny, but like our cinematic designer, so Shimon, who is with us or was with us all the time here, he is actually one of the seniors in the team, and Shimon has been recently actually promoted to a coordinator position in the team. So Shimon will be basically helping me and Andrzej Stopa, who is the lead of the team, to yeah, Shimon is still here. So yeah, Shimon, I just wanted to say congratulations, man, for all your work, for all the work you've been doing. Like Shimon has been promoted recently, and I'm really proud of that. You know, I'm really glad that one of the first things kind of that, you know, I could take part at, it was basically like Shimon's promotion, because I really want to like support the best people in our teams to just make sure that we have like right construction and, you know, like those excellent designers, because I know that then the game is going to be kick-ass. Like, I know that, because I've been one of the seniors on The Witcher 3, and then later a lead, and, you know, I've been observing that, and I really know that, like, a proper sort of a construction of a whole team is the most important thing. So, yeah. Exactly. Yeah, Stealth Spell said congratulations. Yeah, exactly. But anyway, thank you so much, Shimon, for being with us. It's really, I really appreciate this, that you are here. Just looking at your guys' chat when I basically look at when I manage the inventory. Because like, it's still like 15 minutes and we will be wrapping up the chat for the stream for today. But I still want to like progress as much as I can with this. We are actually, it takes so much time to play this game. Jesus, it's like insane. Like I don't know. It takes me so much time to literally really like to really like play the game and play the quests. Always. Okay, let's get to the point where I can actually save. Hopefully. Okay. Okay, since work is waiting for me tomorrow, I'm going to bed now. Okay, no worries. Thanks for the really awesome stream and answering those questions. Thank you so much. Avo and Shimon, keep going, and good night, everyone. Thank you so much. I tried to actually shoot both of them. Okay, guys.
Go, go, go!
You guys, like, I am so OP now. Like, I am so fucking OP.
Where are my damn reinforcements?
I think that we have found the terminal. Let's just deal with this nasty people.
You, no matter what.
Oh, really? Okay, well, you know, one less. Anyhow, let's just loot absolutely everything I can. Those containers are actually like, there is a cool like behind the scenes story regarding this location. So when we were like working on it, we wanted to make sure that as a player we really feel that you're like in this location of like, yeah, where the corporations are, you know, and how they'll deal with stuff. So that's why, you know, we wanted to build a location that has this like kind of a cold looking like containers with like numbers and so on. And in like they were like in old, or like I would say previous version of that quest, we had like you as a player like go over the containers and like look for stuff. It was just much more boring, of course, but it took like quite a big deal of iteration, you know, to get it to the point where it is right now. And of course, you know, in the version that I think Philip has, it was already pretty. That's the camera, yes. It was always like pretty cool, I have to say. But we had like an older iteration here. When I remember like going through that containers was like kind of miserable. So like we were like iterating that, and you know that's of course, you know, part of my work to just make sure that I play, you know, the quests for the designers, and of course, you know, different scenes or different open world content, and make sure that this is as fun for you guys as possible. Yeah, those elements here, as you can see, like those are the elements that, as you can see, they're like building them and putting it together, right? So this is a cool piece of like narrative storytelling, right? Environmental storytelling, when you literally have those pieces, they're putting them together here. Need a very hard level. Yeah, I heard already people speaking about it. Okay, guys, do you feel that we have like explored everything? Is there any secret thing that I didn't find here? Because I'm kinda, there's like ton of loot, which is cool. Thank you, Sinflin, for the sub. It's a pleasure. Oh, okay, that's I found something here. It's good. Okay. Good. Good. Let's go to the terminal, guys. Let's go to the terminal. Yeah. Well, basically what Shimon wrote, I hope you we keep working to deliver the best stuff we can for you guys. Exactly. Exactly. Well said. Like basically every person in like the team is just thinking like for us, your experience and is always a priority, right? And I know that it might sound ironic, you know, in the situation when the game hasn't been released in the best shape and so on. But believe me, like everyone knows about it. Nobody really wanted it. Nobody wanted it to be released in a state that is not perfect for you guys, and we really like care so much about your experience and just making sure we provide you with like the best possible experience. Okay, let's install this. Okay.
Okay. Float's ours to do with as we please. You can fly to Tokyo if you want.
Okay.
I just may do that. Good work. Now
Cool.
it is my turn.
Okay, Takemura.
Terrible chaos. Even the roof is slowly. Me, the roof. That is your will. There are buildings around. Smaller ones. Use them to come down.
Yeah, it's such a cool element. I remember like, so I think that was the idea from Philip. Actually, Philip really wanted to have this like cool moment of like the whole kind of roof opening, you know, from the player when you know the AVs are arriving and so on. So this is the moment when like, woof.
Fucking
It fucking worked.
Excellent work, B.
Okay, what now?
Now we retreat into the shadows and arm ourselves with patience. I will contact you before the parade. Until then, try not to get into any more trouble.
So gorgeous, Leah.
As if I wasn't in enough already.
Oh god, I jumped in a really uncomfortable spot. I have fallen into this, between these containers. Okay. I can kinda leave. Sorry guys, I got locked, I think. Oh, there's loot there. Right, because I cannot pass through those. Okay. I'm just a boomer, guys. I'm just a boomer who's trying to survive in a Levolko Road XD. Well, I mean, Boomer Saska, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely Boomer Saska moment, guys. Guys, I think that was fucking awesome. To be honest, that quest really rocks. Like that moment of like going through the roof and so on. You know, when it opens up, I remember like Philip telling me, you know, about like that he wants to build it, and I really love this. Like that's why guys, I really like working with Philip, and the reason like for that is the reason for that is because like Philip is kind of like getting as excited as me about stuff. So like always when we work together and things, like we just like sort of get easily excited, you know, well, sort of easily, and we like hype each other up regarding like, hey, yeah, let's do this, let's do that, you know, this is gonna be cool, that's gonna be cool. It's just such a it's such a cool feeling, you know, when you have a person like this in your, like, I would say in your team, when that person is really like just really consciously fucking feeling hyped about what they do. You know what I mean? Like it's such an amazing feeling for like for me as a lead. You know, when I was a lead of the team, it's just such a awesome feeling. Jesus, I locked myself up again. This is again a boomer moment, guys. Again a boomer moment. Where the hell is the exit? Cool. I think, guys, that this signifies that we should probably wrap up the stream because I am, in a way, losing my focus, and I'm starting to do weird shit, my friends. I am starting to do weird shit, my friends. I'm a master in getting fucking locked in like weird places. Yeah, that's basically what it is. It's basically what it is. But anyway, I just wanted to mention, like, it's really awesome, and it's really awesome when you have people like this, you know, in your teams, where you can really just make sure that where you can really like hype yourself up, you know, hype each other up. It's so fucking cool, and it's so valuable. But anyway, it's just one of the things. So that being said, like, I will basically save the game here, and we'll basically like move from there, because I'm pretty sure that I can jump on those things. I'm just really bad in this game, and that's really the reason. So that being said, let me look through those bars, you know, in a sad way, and I'm going to save the game now. I'm going to save the game now and switch to your guys' last questions while I give us some of the cool music to listen to, you know. It was awesome. It was awesome, guys. I really had so much fun. To be concluded. No, don't save while you're stuck. I mean, I'm not stuck. Like, I can run from there. Besides, if I'm stuck, I'll basically send a save to Miles and be like, Miles, should there be a ladder then while I'm stuck? You know, so it's all fine. Like, I have a lot of trust. In the team that everything. Miles always. Exactly. That's the answer, right? That's the answer. So there should be a ladder there, basically. but should there be a roof? No, or the door? Yeah, exactly. Outsider no more. That was exactly what I wanted to do. Yeah, guys, some awesome, fucking fantastic music for you guys to listen to. I am pretty positive that I can actually pretty much run away nicely from there. So not a problem at all. Dev exit. Well, oh no, the tears are flowing. Oh. Guys, so who is the lead quest designer now? Błażej Augustynek. Błażej was an acting lead. He became a lead. And Philip is an acting lead still. So we basically have like a lead and acting lead in a team in a way. And I'm a director, but I'm over quests, cinematic, and open world departments right now. However, you know, I'm still working on the quests because that's my life, kinda. Like, that's what I love the most. And zero deaths, yeah, absolutely. Guys, get fucking used to it. By the way, get used to it, you know? Because I told you, like, I started from, like, default or whatever, and then, you know, like, difficulty, and I got, you know, I got to the hard and then very hard, so hey. Disclaimer dot. Yeah. Any fun plans for this channel or around 1 year anniversary? Yes, actually I have plans, but I won't talk about it because I want it to be more or less a surprise. So yeah. December 10th is Friday. Have you considered making an anniversary stream? Yes, I did, but I won't talk about it yet. I want to do something cool for anniversary stream for you guys, but we will talk about it when when I will be ready to talk about it. You know, Pavel grew a beard. Why should I grow a beard? Why should I grow a beard? You surprise us every week. I'm trying to, you know, I'm trying to. Meme review, yes, I actually think that next week we are going to do the meme review because it's always awesome. So Sapphire Road, please don't. Yeah, I think Sapphire is not too much into beards, so my face can take it. Exactly. So next week we'll probably do a meme review. We'll see. Maybe actually we'll do the meme review at the end, not at the beginning. I will think, like, because I love like iterating on the formula of the stream. So I just want to make sure that you guys are having fun here, you know. And that's it. You know, that's my goal. That's my goal. Anyhow, my dear narrative console, we'll see. Maybe as well. Maybe something new. You know, who knows. Who knows? I will, because I just love working on the streams and iterating on them. It's actually so fun. Like, you guys can't imagine. It's actually so much satisfaction to like do something for you and then actually like do it. Because like all the time when I like work for something, like stuff that I work now, you guys will see, you know, in some time, right? And that's the thing, and like working on those streams is so rewarding because I can work on something and like show it to you right away. If it's like narrative console or like meme review or like inviting a cool guest or like it's just like so cool that I can like right away kind of, you know, do it. New romance quest design exercise, please. We'll see. But I'm glad you liked it. I'm glad you liked it. Okay, guys. Now, we are going to wrap up the stream. Thank you so much for being here. I wanted to thank our fantastic moderators, starting from Sapphire. As you know, Sapphire is my girlfriend. Thank you so much, Sapphire, for being here. Thank you, Kogito, for being with us and modding. Kogito is a member of our team, of our community, sorry. As you know, thank you, Kogito, so much. Kogito is fantastic. We always talk about the streams and about ideas and stuff together. So thank you, Kogito, so much. Then we also have Ayano. Ayano is our UI producer. Thank you so much, Ayano, for being here. And then we had our fantastic Reds, starting from Philip, who was with us here, acting lead, quest designer. Then we have Gokatzeit, that is Szymon Słowikowski. Szymon's our senior cinematic designer, and coordinator. Thank you so much, Shimon, for being here. Then we have Chivok, our customer support specialist. Thank you so much. Then Despina. Despina is our is our quest designer, obviously. Sorry, Despina, I was moving on to Miles already. So Despina is our quest designer in the quest team. And then we have Miles. Miles is our senior level designer. By the way, Miles is also streaming, guys. Check him in my recommended streamers, the same actually as Ayano. Miles is Toast Spender, you can check him out. He is streaming things focused around art, around level design, around enviro. Check it out, it's really valuable content. I'm actually very often lurking on Miles's streams. I think there were more people that are actually Reds that are lurking. I'll try to catch them in the net and give them the VIP status so we basically see it. And also thank you for all the YouTubers and influencers that are here with us. We have Kirkov Kalashnikov, we have Kazuliski, of course, we had Tyler, and few other that were on the chat. I really hope that I didn't miss anyone important. And of course, our community, right? Like you guys know that I'm doing it for us. There's so many people. Exactly. There's KitKat Kate, there's Pablo, there's Vurodyne, there's Northern Wolf, there's Vesna, there's so many people. There's Kirillovana Kielbasa, there's KitKat Kate, so many awesome. There's Babsonovska, there's so many awesome people that are here with us every week. There's Kamil Cesaro, guys, there's so many of you. There's Scopewind, there's Reverbo Ocelota, who's asking fucking fantastic questions. You guys rock. Now, I will leave you with the rest of this fantastic music. Thought you forgot about me? No, Camila, I never forgot about you. Hey, Pinky Julian, thank you, Pinky Julian. It's really cool that you're with us. Anyway, guys, leaving you with this awesome music. Thank you so much, and we will see each other in a week from now, 8 p.m. CET, with some awesome new content, hopefully. Have a wonderful rest of the day. Bye-bye.